cheese.
Hey there guys, this is Richard, your host, with another marvelous video, The Animated Love. Walt Disney once said, "Animations can explain whatever the mind of man can conceive." Within the sphere of animated creations, DC has consistently presented captivating narratives, drawing inspiration from its extensive comic book lore. From pioneering television series and animated original TV and theatrical films, to direct-to-video releases and TV shorts, DC has left an indelible mark on animation enthusiasts. So, all you animation aficionados, without further ado, let's embark on a journey into the realm of DC's animated content and prepare to be entranced. But before we begin, we have a small request. If you like our content, please subscribe to our channel. It's a small click from you, but it means a lot to us. Thank you. Superman, the Max Fleischer cartoons, 1940. The Fleischer Superman cartoons consist of 17 vibrant animated superhero short films, initially released in Technicolor by Paramount Pictures. Produced by Fleischer Studios, owned by Max and Dave Fleischer, the series began with the first short and 8 subsequent episodes in 1941 and 1942. After a brief hiatus, production resumed in May 1942 under Famous Studios, a successor to Fleischer, resulting in 8 more cartoons from 1942 to 1943. These cartoons incorporated minimal rotoscoping, tracing live-action footage for lifelike character movements. Although the episodes were released theatrically in the beginning, they were later aired on TV as a bundle and can be treated as the very first animated series on Superman. Notably, the Fleischer cartoons played a pivotal role in giving Superman the power of flight, departing from his original leaping abilities based on feedback from the animation process. The charm of this Superman animated series originated from its impeccable animation, seamlessly blending with a timeless setting. It achieved its uniqueness through the extraordinary vocal performances of Bud Collyer and Joan Alexander, complemented by Sammy Timberg's exceptional musical compositions. As a result, this show occupies a singular place as the inaugural and most outstanding animated rendition of Superman thus far. The New Adventures of Superman, 1966 to 1970. This was a series of 6-minute animated episodes featuring Superman, produced by Filmation. It aired on CBS Saturday mornings from September 10, 1966 to September 5, 1970. The character design stayed faithful to their comic book counterparts, based on illustrations of artist Kurt Swan. The series frequently featured iconic moments like Superman's shirt-ripping transformation and phrases like, "Up, up and away," and "This is a job for Superman," borrowed from the comics and radio series. Moreover, the show introduced animated versions of characters like Jimmy Olsen, Lex Luthor, Brainiac, Toyman, Prankster, Warlock, and the Sorcerer. Notably, the voices of Superman and Lois Lane were provided by Clayton Bud Collyer and Joan Alexander, veterans from the Superman radio show and Max Fleischer's Superman cartoons. Garnered by the swashbuckling theme from John Gart, the series was an instant success, but it faced criticism from Action for Children's Television, leading to its cancellation due to perceived violent content. This controversy influenced subsequent cartoons to avoid such comic book violence. The Adventures of Superboy, 1966 to 1969. This series comprised 6-minute animated Superboy episodes created by Filmation and aired on CBS from 1966 to 1969. These episodes marked the animated debut of Superboy, youthful persona of Clark Kent, who concealed his superhero identity behind glasses and a mild-mannered facade. Accompanying him on his heroic missions was Krypto, the superpowered dog, alongside characters like Lana Lang, Martha, and Jonathan Kent, Superboy's foster parents, and the town of Smallville, faithfully adapted from the comic books. In each episode, the Boy of Steel would quickly transition from high school life to confront various adversaries. Bob Hastings voiced Superboy and Janet Waldo voiced Lana Lang, and the stories were narrated by Ted Knight. The stories were often crafted by DC writers like Bob Haney and George Cashton, character designs closely mirroring those found in the contemporary Superboy comics.
Great neutron! Look out!
The Superman Aquaman Hour of Adventure, 1967 to 1968. Debuting on September 9, 1967 on CBS, this animated series from Filmation was a 60-minute program that introduced viewers to a medley of 6-minute adventures featuring various DC comic superheroes. Each episode was a blend of new segments from 2 established series, The New Adventures of Superman and The Adventures of Superboy, along with stories featuring Aquaman and his trusty sidekick Aqualad. The show also incorporated a revolving roster of guest star cartoons, spotlighting the Atom, the Flash, Kid Flash, Green Lantern, Hawkman, fresh shorts from the adventures of Superboy. It even united the Justice League of America and the Teen Titans for collaborative adventures. Many of these shorts were created by prolific writers Bob Haney and George Cashton, shaping most of the guest star episodes. Mort Weisinger, the editor overseeing all Superman comic titles in the 1960s, served as the script editor for segments featuring Kal-El. This collaboration ensured a faithful adaptation of the comic book mythos. Remarkably, this series marked the animated debut of numerous featured characters and teams. Its success led Filmation to produce a pilot for Metamorpho and to formulate plans for pilots centered on Plastic Man and Wonder Woman.
Instantly from the Sea King's brain, telepathic commands radiate toward the giant sea creature.
Aquaman, 1967 to 1970. Aquaman, an animated series produced by Filmation, premiered on CBS on September 9, 1967, and concluded its broadcast in June 1970. This half-hour program represented a reworked edition of the Superman Aquaman Hour of Adventure, with the exclusion of segments featuring Superman and Superboy. Occasionally, Aquaman's wife, Mera, made a guest appearance. Aquaman rode his trusted seahorse Storm, while Aqualad was accompanied by Imp, the sea pony, and his beloved pet Tusky. The series primarily highlighted previously aired adventures featuring DC Comics icons Aquaman, voiced by Marvin Miller, and his loyal companion Aqualad, voiced by Jerry Dexter. It also featured segments showcasing characters like the Atom, the Flash, Kid Flash, the Green Lantern, and Hawkman, along with collaborative episodes featuring the Justice League of America and Teen Titans. Narration duties were handled by Ted Knight, and Marvin Miller contributed his voice to the majority of the antagonists.
Batman and Robin, Cape Crime Fighters. Batman and Robin, scourge of Gotham City's kooky criminals.
The Batman Superman Hour, 1968 to 1969. Airing on CBS from 1968 to 1969, the Batman Superman Hour was an animated series produced by Filmation. It presented a full hour of fresh exploits featuring Batman, Robin, and Batgirl. This show also featured accompanying short episodes from the New Adventures of Superman and the Adventures of Superboy. Within this series, Batman, along with his allies and renowned nemesis like the Joker, Penguin, Riddler, Catwoman, Mr. Freeze, Scarecrow, and Mad Hatter, experienced their first foray into animation. Furthermore, the show introduced new villains specifically crafted for its storyline. Notably, this served as the debut voice acting roles for Olan Soule and Casey Kasem, who lent their voices to Batman and Robin for the very first time. Music was composed by John Gard. In 1969, the show was repackaged into 30-minute episodes where the Superman segments were omitted, and the series was given a new title, Batman with Robin, the Boy Wonder. Super Friends, 1973. This animated series from 1973 emerged through the collaborative efforts of Hanna-Barbera and National Periodical Publications. Taking inspiration from the Justice League comic books, it marked the inaugural installment in the Super Friends series, featuring prominent DC superheroes such as Superman, Batman, Robin, Wonder Woman, and Aquaman. Intriguingly, Superman, Batman, and Aquaman had previously headlined their own animated shows under the Filmation banner, and the voice actors from those earlier endeavors seamlessly transitioned to this new production. Each episode unfolded with the heroes promptly reacting to crises detected by the Trouble Alert computer, stationed within their team headquarters, the Hall of Justice. Colonel Wilcox, a recurring character representing the U.S. Army, fulfilled the role of government liaison during critical moments. Notably, Plastic Man made his animated debut in the episode Professor Goodfellow's GEEC, voiced by Norman Alden. Also, a new detective trio, Wendy, Marvin, and Wonder Dog, were introduced alongside the heroes in the series. This classic series was an instant hit and still has its footprints in the animation world till date.
Fans, this is Batman.
And Robin, the Boy Wonder.
And me too, Batman.
The New Adventures of Batman, 1977. Airing on CBS from February 12th to May 28th, 1977, this animated series featured the DC Comics superheroes Batman, Robin, and Batgirl. The show was a result of collaboration between Filmation, DC Comics, and Warner Brothers Television. In the series, the crime-fighting dynamic duo operates in Gotham City, confronting both the familiar rogues gallery of Batman's adversaries and some newly created villains. An intriguing element in the storyline is Batmite, a benevolent imp from an alternate dimension called Ergo, who views himself as Batman's most devoted fan. It's important to mention that Alfred doesn't appear in this series, and a unique change is the reverse color scheme of the circled R on Robin's costume. This show was an instant hit, as the lead talents from the Batman 1966 TV series, Adam West and Burt Ward, voiced Batman and Robin. The animated series Super Friends and this particular show represented a unique moment in animation history, when two studios were concurrently creating series centered on the same characters.
Justice and peace for all mankind.
The all-new Super Friends Hour, 1977. The popularity of TV's Wonder Woman and the $6 Million Man sparked network interest in resurrecting the Super Friends series. It aired from September 10, 1977 to September 2, 1978 on ABC and was produced by Hanna-Barbera Productions, drawing inspiration from the Justice League and related comic books. In this version of Super Friends, Superman, Batman, Robin, Wonder Woman and Aquaman returned to uphold justice. Notably, they received assistance from the Wonder Twins, a pair of shape-shifting super teens, accompanied by their space monkey companion, Gleek. Upon its revival in 1977, the all-new Super Friends Hour attracted a considerable larger viewership, including a greater number of children and teenagers, solidifying its position as a major ratings hit. The Batman Tarzan Adventure Hour, 1977. This CBS series was broadcast during the 1977-78 television season. This program combined the second season of Tarzan, Lord of the Jungle, which incorporated 6 new episodes alongside reruns from the first season, along with reruns of The New Adventures of Batman, all presented as part of the same show. Robert Ridgely voiced Tarzan in this show. Subsequently, from the 1978-1980 seasons, the series underwent a name change to Tarzan and the Super 7, expanding its duration to 90 minutes and introducing additional content. Then, during the 1980-1982 seasons, the reruns of Batman and the Super 7 episodes were relocated to NBC.
Only one group dares to challenge this intergalactic threat, the Super Friends.
Challenge of the Super Friends, 1978. The Super Friends series made a return to television once more, airing on ABC from September 9th to December 23, 1978. Hanna-Barbera Productions produced all 16 episodes, drawing inspiration from the Justice League and related comic book characters from DC Comics, originally created by Julius Schwartz, Gardner Fox, and Mike Sekowsky. Challenge not only featured the Justice League of America, but also marked the inaugural Super Friends series to include DC supervillains from the comics. In this series, a total of 13 supervillains joined forces as a collective known as the Legion of Doom. Bill Woodson and Stanley Jones provided the narration for the episodes, and music was given by Hoyt Curtin. Hanna-Barbera's writers also ventured into experimenting with the composition of the team. They introduced The Flash, Green Lantern, and Hawkman. Additionally, several new characters like Black Vulcan, Apache Chief, and Samurai were introduced to the roster, with the aim of enhancing the show's diversity by representing various racial and cultural backgrounds.
He can fly. He can bounce. He can change his shape.
The Plastic Man Comedy Adventure Show, 1979 to 1981. This animated series, crafted by Ruby Spears Productions, graced television screens from 1979 to 1981. It breathed life into Plastic Man with an anthology format, featuring various segments, including Plastic Man, Baby Plas, Mighty Man, and Yuck, Plastic Family, Fang Face and Fang Puss, and Rickety Rocket. The show's central storyline shadowed Plastic Man, accompanied by his girlfriend Penny and the Polynesian sidekick Hula Hula as they embarked on global escapades, undertaking missions from the Chief to thwart worldwide threats. While a handful of Plastic Man's nemesis, such as Dr. Dome, Dr. Honktoff, Carrot Man, and Spider, were culled from the comics, the series introduced a myriad of original adversaries. Apart from its entertaining exploits, the show consistently featured public service announcements on consumer affairs. These segments imparted valuable guidance to viewers, emphasizing practices like price comparison among different retailers to secure the best deals and advocating the utilization of public libraries for borrowing books rather than opting for outright purchases.
Hang on, Superman. My magic lasso will pull you free.
The world's greatest Super Friends, 1979 to 1980. The Super Friends returned for the 4th time in this animated series that aired on ABC from September 22, 1979 to September 27, 1980 from Hanna-Barbera Productions. This particular version of the Super Friends drew heavily from folklore and classic fairy tales to shape its storylines. The team roster included the original cast, featuring Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Robin, Aquaman, and the Wonder Twins with their trusty companion, Gleek. Notably, the Supermobile made its animated debut during this series. However, some enthusiasts have coined the term the absentee Super Friends season for this installment, because numerous episodes featured team members in either cameo roles or were entirely absent from the action. Super Friends, 1980-1983. The 5th rendition of the Super Friends animated series emerged as a charm yet again. It graced the screens of ABC from 1980 to 1983 from Hanna-Barbera Productions. This incarnation broke away from the conventional half-hour episode structure, embracing shorter 7-minute installments. During its initial airing, each episode was accompanied by a half-hour rebroadcast from one of the preceding 6 years. This revitalized saga featured the cherished ensemble of iconic superheroes, including Aquaman, Batman, Robin, Superman, and Wonder Woman, along with the inclusion of Zan, Jaina, and their trusty simian companion Gleek. Notably, El Dorado from the Challenge of the Super Friends series also joined the esteemed ranks. Regrettably, ABC withdrew the series from its Saturday morning roster in 1983 to avoid clashing with syndicated programming, marking the show's cancellation again. Despite this setback, Hanna-Barbera persisted in producing fresh episodes during this period. Among them were 8 episodes recognized as the elusive Lost episodes, which remained unreleased in the US.
Let's see.
That ray has made me too powerful.
The Kids Superpower Hour with Shazam, 1981 to 1982. In 1981, Filmation Studios crafted an NBC Saturday morning cartoon series comprising 2 animated tales intertwined with live-action interludes. The inaugural narrative, Hero High, was set in a specialized school for aspiring superheroes. Originally envisioned as a comedic venture with characters from Archie Comics, the project metamorphosed when Filmation severed ties with the comic publisher during its development, resulting in characters adopting more generic identities while preserving their core roles. The subsequent segment, Shazam, drew its inspiration from DC Comics and chronicled the exploits of Captain Marvel and his Marvel family, including Mary Marvel, Captain Marvel Jr., Uncle Marvel, and their trusty tiger, Talkie Tawny. Together, they confronted formidable adversaries such as Dr. Sivana, Mr. Mind, Black Adam, Mr. Atom, Ibak, and others. Occasionally, characters from one storyline crossed into the other, and even Isis from The Secrets of Isis made a special animated appearance on Hero High. Super Friends, the legendary superpower show, aka Galactic Guardians, 1984 to 1985. This installment in the Super Friends saga, which aired on ABC from 1984 to 1985 and was created by Hanna-Barbera Productions, introduced a unique format featuring 2 11-minute stories in each half-hour episode. A notable shift occurred as the Wonder Twins, once central figures for audience connection, saw their prominence diminish, making room for Firestorm, a well-established teenage superhero in the DC universe, to take the spotlight. In the subsequent season, the series underwent a name change, becoming the Superpowers team, Galactic Guardians. This transformation was significant as it was orchestrated to synchronize the show with the Superpowers collection toy line crafted by Kenner, thus justifying the alteration. The overarching narrative, as portrayed in the accompanying mini-comics of the action figures, revolved around Earth's foremost heroes banding together to confront Darkseid and his alliance of villains.
Fights the never-ending battle for truth, justice, and the American way.
Ruby Spears' Superman, 1988. In 1988, as part of CBS's Saturday morning programming, this significant series emerged under the banner of Ruby Spears Enterprises for Warner Brothers Television. This coincided with the 50th anniversary celebration of Superman. Guiding the production was Marv Wolfman, a seasoned comic book writer who took on the role of head story editor. The series also benefited from the creative touch of esteemed comic book artist Jill Kane, who contributed character designs. A notable aspect of this series was its unique interpretation of Lex Luthor by Marv Wolfman. Here, Luthor was reimagined as a billionaire who possessed a ring adorned with a kryptonite stone, cleverly using it to elude Superman's capture. The cast of classic characters included the bow-tied Jimmy Olsen and the steadfast Perry White, while Lois Lane remained a tenacious investigative reporter. Bringing Superman to life was Bo Weaver, who skillfully lent his voice to the character, and the series adopted the iconic Superman March theme by the legendary John Williams as its musical backdrop. The concluding 4 minutes of each episode offered glimpses into the Superman family album, showcasing pivotal moments in Superman's life from his early super baby adventures to life in teens, and ultimately making his grand debut as the iconic Superman. The series proved to be a massive hit and is a fan favorite till date. Swamp Thing, 1991. This short-lived series commenced with its pilot episode airing on October 31st, 1990, followed by an additional 4 episodes broadcast weekly from April 20th to May 11th, 1991. In the show's narrative, Swamp Thing found companions in Tomahawk, a Native American, and Bayou Jack, a Vietnam veteran. The chief antagonist responsible for Alec Holland's transformation into the Swamp Thing was Anton Arcane. The animation style of Swamp Thing adhered to the prevailing trend of crafting whimsical and mildly eerie heroes designed for a young audience. As a playful homage to Chip Taylor's Wild Thing, the opening theme incorporated the catchy phrase, "Swamp Thing, you're amazing." The series was produced by DIC Animation City and coincided with the release of Kenner's Swamp Thing action figure collection in 1990. Despite its brief run, a variety of merchandise emerged in 1991, constituting the most substantial marketing campaign ever undertaken for this character. Notably, this marked the concluding animated series from DC Comics that was not overseen by Warner Brothers Animation. Batman, the Animated Series, 1992 to 1995. The Batman animated series made its debut on Fox Kids from September 5th, 1992 to September 15th, 1995, delivering a grand total of 85 episodes, crafted by the creative duo of Bruce Timm and Eric Radomski, brought to life by Warner Brothers Animation. Following the culmination of the original series, a sequel known as The New Batman Adventures emerged in 1997 with a revitalized animation style comprising 24 episodes. The series was inspired from Tim Burton's Batman movie and featured adaptations of various Batman comic book stories. It earned widespread acclaim as a trailblazing superhero show, receiving accolades for its dark and superb storytelling, intricate themes, artistic excellence, voice acting by the legendary Kevin Conroy, Arlene Sorkin, and Mark Hamill, masterfully composed soundtrack, and its ability to contemporize the character's source material. The series also garnered numerous Daytime Emmy Awards and the prestigious Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Animated Programming. This series marked the inception of the interconnected DC animated universe, giving birth to subsequent animated TV series, feature films, comic books, and video games.
Gathered together from the cosmic reaches of the universe, the most powerful forces of good ever assembled.
The Superman Batman Adventures, 1995 and 1997. The series premiered on the USA Network in 1995 and subsequently it found its way onto both Cartoon Network and Boomerang. Its episodes were a compilation drawn from various seasons of the Hanna-Barbera-produced Super Friends series, along with content from Filmation's 1960s show, namely The New Adventures of Superman, the Superman Aquaman Hour of Adventure, and the Batman Superman Hour. A notable highlight of this show was its distinction as the first American television broadcast of the lost episodes from the 1983-84 season of Super Friends.
Long, sweetheart.
Superman, the Animated Series, 1996 to 2000. Warner Brothers Animation produced this series, which initially graced the Kids WB network from September 6, 1996 to September 12, 2000, and ran for 28 episodes. Serving as the second installment in the DC animated universe after Batman the Animated Series, it mirrored its predecessor's success by earning widespread critical acclaim for its intricate themes, finely crafted writing, outstanding voice performances, mature content, and the reinvigoration of the character's comic book mythology. In the realm of the animated series, a tribute was paid to both the classic and enduring Superman, as well as the more contemporary and modern interpretation of the character. One notable example was the portrayal of Krypton, which nostalgically echoed the idealized Silver Age version from the world of comic books. The depiction of Superman's powers was downplayed with a modern sensibility, drawing inspiration from John Byrne's interpretation, wherein the superhero struggled when attempting to perform extraordinary feats. The series featured primary antagonists such as Lex Luthor, Brainiac, and Darkseid. This show quickly became a sensation, akin to its predecessor, leading to the creation of numerous comic book series and video games. It also claimed multiple Annie Awards and Emmys along the way.
Right-a-rooney! Give me some sugar, baby.
No.
The New Batman Adventures, 1997 to 1999. Airing on Kids WB from September 13, 1997 to January 16, 1999, this series was brought to life by Warner Brothers Animation. It marked the third season of Batman the Animated Series. The show underwent a significant overhaul, departing from the previous artistic style of its predecessor in favor of sleeker designs to ensure smoother animation and to maintain visual consistency, while crossing over with the concurrent series, Superman the Animated Series. Within this series, the narratives often shifted their focus toward Batman supporting characters, including fellow crime fighters such as Robin, Nightwing, and Batgirl, among others. This installment introduced Nightwing and also Tim Drake as the new Robin, with an origin story closely mirroring that of the second Robin, Jason Todd. This series further went ahead and spawned other hit animations in the same universe, crossed over with them as well. The New Batman Superman Adventures, 1997 to 2000. This is a bundled series that brought together two distinct shows, namely Superman, the Animated Series, and The New Batman Adventures, both created by Warner Brothers Animation. This combined series was televised on Kids WB from 1997 to 2000. Within each half-hour episode of the hour-and-a-half programming block, viewers could anticipate encountering one of three types of content: a previously aired episode from the initial run of Superman, the Animated Series, previously aired episode from the original Batman the Animated Series, or an entirely fresh storyline centered around Batman from the New Batman Adventures. The convergence of the two animated universes occurred in the Superman episode titled World's Finest, narrating the tale of Batman and Superman's inaugural encounter. Batman Beyond, 1999 to 2001. This series was produced by Warner Bros. Animation. It made its debut on January 10, 1999 on Kids WB and concluded on December 18, 2001, encompassing 52 episodes spanning 3 seasons, along with a movie. The narrative of this series revolved around Terry McGinnis, a teenager who assumed the role of Batman in the year 2039, inheriting the mantle from an aging and retired Bruce Wayne. Equipped with an advanced Batsuit featuring cutting-edge technology, including the ability to fly, Terry safeguarded Neo-Gotham. He served as the physical force while Bruce, then in the Batcave, provided strategic guidance. Despite initial skepticism, Batman Beyond earned critical acclaim and a devoted fan base. While initially aimed at children, it ventured into darker territory than typical children's shows. It delved into cyberpunk and sci-fi themes, exploring the societal and ethical impacts of technology. It also delved into Bruce Wayne's psychology. It tackled modern teenage issues like academics, mental health, substance abuse, family problems, violence, peer pressure, body image, delinquency, materialism, and relationships. Static Shock, 2000 to 2004. This TV program premiered on September 23, 2000, within the Kids WB schedule on the WB television network. Across 4 seasons, it encompassed a total of 52 half-hour episodes. The narrative revolved around Virgil Hawkins, a 14-year-old who assumed the persona of Static after acquiring electromagnetic abilities due to exposure to mutagenic gas during a confrontation with a gang. Significantly, it marked the groundbreaking moment when an African-American superhero became the central character in their own animated series on mainstream television. While it wasn't originally conceived as part of the DC animated universe, it was later incorporated into it in the 2nd season. The show addressed a variety of social issues, receiving acclaim from many television critics. It garnered numerous award nominations, including one for a Daytime Emmy. Nevertheless, some criticism was aimed at its humor and animation, with critics highlighting these aspects as artificial and outdated. The series also generated merchandise related to it, although it encountered challenges in finding success in the market. This series was a major driving force behind the sales of Milestone imprint from DC, starring Static Shock. The Zeta Project, 2001 to 2002. This series made its debut on Kids WB. It was a spin-off show based on the character Zeta, originally introduced in the Batman Beyond episode of the same name, drawing inspiration from classic works like Frankenstein, Blade Runner, and The Fugitive. The narrative revolved around Infiltration Unit Zeta, a humanoid robot known as a synthoid, designed for covert assassinations on behalf of the National Security Agency. However, when Zeta discovered the innocence of one of his intended targets, he experienced an existential crisis, challenging established notions of morality and the value of life. This revelation prompted Zeta to make a resolute decision. He could no longer carry out lethal missions. Consequently, he abandoned his assigned tasks and became a renegade. Zeta soon found himself pursued by a team of NSA agents led by the relentless Agent Bennett, while receiving assistance from a 15-year-old runaway named Rosalie Rowe Rowan. Despite adopting a more light-hearted tone as the series progressed, Kids WB consistently held the view that the Zeta Project remained excessively dark throughout its entire run. The network's demands frequently clashed with the creative vision of the show's creators, ultimately leading to its cancellation. Justice League, 2001 to 2004, airing from November 17, 2001 to May 29, 2004 on Cartoon Network. It held a unique place as both a sequel to the beloved Batman the Animated Series and Superman the Animated Series, and a prequel to Batman Beyond. Notably, it broke new ground as the inaugural show on Cartoon Network produced by Warner Bros. Animation. The roster of characters included iconic figures such as Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern John Stewart, The Flash Wally West, Martian Manhunter, and Hawkgirl. While these characters largely maintained their core comic book origins, some tweaks were introduced. For instance, the secret origin story arc within the Justice League series reimagined Diana's path to becoming the ambassador of peace among man's world, portraying her as a rookie superhero. The Flash was depicted as a youthful, more audacious version compared to his comic book counterpart, providing comic relief. Over time, a romantic relationship blossomed between Hawkgirl and Green Lantern John Stewart, while subtle hints suggested a potential connection between Batman and Wonder Woman. Many voice actors from previous series returned, and the iconic 3D intro and theme music by Lolita Ritmanis remained fan favorites. Justice League and Justice League Unlimited earned widespread critical acclaim for their storytelling, writing, character development, and voice acting, with IGN ranking them as the 20th best animated television series of all time. Teen Titans, 2003 to 2006. This TV series, brought to life by Warner Brothers Animation and developed by Glenn Murakami, David Slack, and Sam Register, premiered on Cartoon Network on July 19, 2003, with its initial 2 seasons also airing on Kids WB. Teen Titans drew its primary inspiration from the 1980s narratives crafted by Marv Wolfman and George Perez, weaving in characters, storylines, and concepts from that era while featuring a similar core group of members. The series revolved around 5 central Teen Titans members: Robin, the intelligent and capable team leader; Starfire, a curious and quirky alien princess from Tamaran; Cyborg, a formidable half-human, half-robot with exceptional strength and technological prowess; Raven, a composed young woman with dark energy and psionic abilities from the parallel world of Azarath; and Beast Boy, a jovial shapeshifter who can transform into various animals. Teen Titans rapidly ascended as a top-rated Cartoon Network series, celebrated for its humor, captivating plot, and witty character dynamics. Over its run, the show earned 3 Annie Award nominations and 1 Motion Picture Sound Editors Award nomination. It also spawned a diverse array of spin-off content, including comics, DVD compilations, video games, music albums, and collectible toys. Justice League Unlimited, 2004-2006. The 8th and final chapter of the DCAU directly follows the previous Justice League animated series, picking up the narrative roughly 2 years later. It premiered on July 31, 2004, gracing the Toonami lineup, and ultimately concluding its run on May 13, 2006. The series finale of Justice League, known as Starcrest, was initially intended as a potential conclusion to the entire series. However, Cartoon Network's decision to extend the show into seasons 3 and 4 brought about significant changes. The network embarked on a rebranding endeavor, revamping the episode format from the traditional 2-part stories to a standard half-hour format. Alongside the name change, Justice League Unlimited introduced a broader league, incorporating characters from the original series, now termed founding members, while welcoming numerous other superheroes from the DCAU. Remarkably, Justice League Unlimited stands as the most intricately interconnected series in the DC animated universe, weaving characters and plotlines from previous installments. The show received critical acclaim, lauded for its writing, multifaceted storylines, thematic richness, exceptional voice acting, thrilling action sequences, and its extensive exploration of the expansive DC universe.
And I'm out of patience.
The Batman, 2004-2008. Created by Michael Gauguin and Duane Capizzi and produced by Warner Brothers Animation, the series initially premiered on Kids WB on September 11, 2004, before transitioning to Cartoon Network on April 2, 2005. The show delved into Batman's early crime-fighting years, during which the Gotham City Police refused to acknowledge the vigilante's existence. Batman, operating from a concealed hideout beneath Wayne Manor, known as the Batcave, was aided by his loyal butler, Alfred Pennyworth, employing advanced gadgets and a supercomputer to combat crime. The 4th season introduced Robin and Batgirl, while the 5th season brought other DC superheroes into the fold. While drawing inspiration from various Batman sources, including comics, films, and previous animated shows like Batman the Animated Series, it maintained its distinct narrative continuity. Renowned artist Jeff Matsuda from Jackie Chan Adventures served as the art director, crafting unique character designs. The production team reimagined several supervillains' appearances from the comics, including the Joker, the Penguin, and the Riddler. Throughout its run, the Batman secured 6 Daytime Emmy Awards, reflecting its critical acclaim and success. Krypto The Super Dog, 2005-2006. This series premiered on Cartoon Network on March 25, 2005 in celebration of Krypto, the Super Dog's 50th anniversary since his comic debut. Krypto, upon arriving on Earth, already possessed full-grown stature and powers similar to Superman's. He found a home with 9-year-old Kevin Whitney, assuming the appearance of an ordinary dog while secretly embracing the persona of Krypto the Super Dog during his heroic escapades. Krypto's allies included Streaky the Super Cat, Ace the Bat Hound, and Stretch-O-Mutt, joining forces to thwart villains like Lex Luthor's pet iguana, Ignatius, the Joker's hyenas, Bud and Lou, the Penguin's trained birds called the Bad News Birds, and Catwoman's cat Isis. Whether acting independently or alongside the intergalactic canine superhero team known as the Dog Star Patrol, Krypto confronted the malevolent Mechani Cat and his hench pets, Snooky Wookums and Delilah. In addition to the TV series, DC Comics published a comic book adaptation under the Johnny DC imprint. Initially airing on Kids WB as part of the CW Network's EI requirement, the show eventually concluded its run when Kids WB introduced Cookie Jar Entertainment's Will and Dewitt and Magi Nation. Legion of Superheroes, 2006 to 2008. It made its debut on September 23, 2006, and revolves around the adventures of a young Superman in the 31st century, where he teams up with the titular group of superheroes. The series was brought to life with the involvement of James Tucker, one of its main character designers, who had previously co-produced the Justice League Unlimited series. It was part of the Kids WB lineup on the CW network. The show delved into the extensive lore of the Legion of Superheroes, drawing inspiration from the team's rich history spanning nearly 50 years of comic storytelling. The central members of the Legion that were introduced included Saturn Girl, Lightning Lad, Brainiac 5, Bouncing Boy, Phantom Girl, Chameleon Boy, Timber Wolf, and Triplicate Girl. Other supporting Legionnaires joined in often. While the series maintained internal consistency in its storytelling, it didn't share continuity with any previous interpretations of the Legion, whether in animation or print. Additionally, it had a companion comic book series titled Legion of Superheroes in the 31st Century, which ran for a total of 20 issues.
Man, you know, the ductile detective?
Never heard of you.
Batman, the Brave and the Bold, 2008 to 2011. The series premiered on November 14, 2008 on Cartoon Network in the United States and came to a conclusion on November 18, 2011. It was the inaugural series produced by Warner Bros. Animation to be broadcast in high definition. Each episode featured Batman teaming up with various characters from the DC universe to thwart villains or solve crimes, with a particular focus on introducing lesser-known characters. Most episodes began with a standalone escapade unrelated to the rest of the episode, and the series didn't follow an overarching story. In contrast to earlier Batman series, this show adopted a lighter tone, portraying the Dark Knight as more playful and light-hearted, characterized by a dry, iconic sense of humor. It included references to different portrayals of Batman in various media, including nods to the 1960s Batman TV series. Despite its lighter approach, the series skillfully explored themes of death and occasionally ventured into dark comedy. It was beloved by both children and adults and quickly became a hit. However, it was eventually cancelled after 3 seasons, making way for a darker Batman animation.
Garfield.
Young Justice, 2010 to 2022. The series began its journey with a special 1-hour episode on November 26, 2010, followed by the official premiere on September 9, 2011. It revolved around the lives of teenage superheroes such as Nightwing, Kid Flash, Aqualad, Superboy, Miss Martian, and Artemis. Collectively known as the Team, these young heroes were affiliated with the Justice League, yet they operated independently. Set in a fictional universe of Earth-16, this universe portrayed a period when superheroes had recently emerged, and supervillains collaborated in a vast conspiracy orchestrated by a group of key villains known as the Light. After concluding its second season, the series faced cancellation in early 2013. However, thanks to its passionate fanbase, substantial popularity, and strong social media presence, Warner Bros. Animation announced its revival for a 3rd season and went on to a 4th. The series has earned critical acclaim for its originality and mature, intricate storyline. It bagged multiple Emmys and secured the 20th spot on IGN's top 25 comic book shows of all time. In March 2012, DC Nation achieved significant ratings growth on Cartoon Network compared to the previous year. Green Lantern, the animated series, 2011 to 2013. This series aired from March 17, 2012 to March 16, 2013, representing the inaugural Green Lantern television series and the first CGI DCWB production. The show revolved around the escapades of Hal Jordan, who held the position of Green Lantern in Sector 2814, with his trusted partner Kilowog by his side. Hal, supported by the AI known as Aya and joined by companions Kilowog and Razor, engaged in battles against adversaries like the Red Lantern, Atrocitus, and the Manhunters. Beyond the Green Lanterns, the series introduced various other Lantern Corps, including the Blue Lantern Corps, the Star Sapphires, the Orange Lantern Corps, the Red Lanterns, and the Guardians of the Universe. Even if it was a hit amongst the fans, regrettably, the series met its end after a single season due to lackluster toy sales. This disappointing outcome was partially attributed to the mixed reception and underwhelming box office performance of the live-action Green Lantern film.
Forget the tires.
On it.
Beware the Batman, 2013 to 2014. Produced by Warner Bros. Animation and DC Entertainment, this series made its debut in the United States on Cartoon Network on July 13, 2013, as part of the DC Nation programming block, taking over from Batman, the Brave and the Bold. It was set in Gotham City during Bruce Wayne's early years as Batman, exploring his initial struggles against organized crime. Throughout the series, he honed his combat skills with guidance from his butler, Alfred Pennyworth. Alfred introduced Bruce to his goddaughter, Yamashiro Tatsu, a skilled martial artist artist and swordswoman hired as his bodyguard. She became Batman's partner, adopting the codename Zatanna. The demands of 3D animation occasionally required the construction of inanimate objects like ships and city streets, instead of traditional drawing, necessitating the creation of entire set designs. While this increased production time, it also allowed animators to incorporate cinematic lighting and camera techniques into the series. Surprisingly, just 3 months after its premiere, Beware the Batman was abruptly removed from the Cartoon Network schedule without any official explanation.
Oh no! Amazon Rolling Thunder!
Justice League Action 2016 to 2018. The series made its debut on Cartoon Network UK on November 26, 2016, before premiering in the United States on Cartoon Network on December 16 of the same year. It centered on the adventures of Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, and the entire Justice League roster as they confronted various supervillains and threats to protect Earth. The show primarily targeted children as its audience. In conjunction with the series launch on September 20, 2016, McDonald's Happy Meal toys were distributed, though this promotion was exclusively available in the United States. The first season concluded on June 3, 2018, effectively signaling the end of the series.
I'm gonna crush you, and I'll enjoy it too.
DC Superhero Girls 2019 to 2021. The series premiered on March 18, 2019 with a special 1-hour episode. It revolved around 6 teenage female superheroes who led double lives with secret identities. Diana Prince, aka Wonder Woman, Barbara Gordon, aka Batgirl, Kara Danvers, aka Supergirl, Zatanna, aka Zatanna, Jessica Cruz, the bearer of the Green Lantern ring, and Karen Beecher, aka Bumblebee. These 6 girls converged at Metropolis High School and united to form a superhero team known as the Superhero Girls. The show delved into the coming-of-age experiences of these superhero girls, exploring their choices and challenges associated with their superhero alter egos and hidden identities. It placed significant emphasis on physical comedy, emotional storytelling, and an array of diverse adversaries. The series received a range of critiques from reviewers, with assessments spanning from lukewarm to favorable, as the show's significant focus on delivering messages related to girl power and the importance of friendship was appreciated. Teen Titans Go! 2013 and ongoing. It premiered on April 23, 2013 in response to the popularity of DC Nation's new Teen Titans shorts. Produced by DC Entertainment and Warner Brothers Animation, the series revolved around the adventures of the young Titans, including Beast Boy, Robin, Cyborg, Raven, and Starfire. With its unique animation style, this series served as a humorous standalone spin-off, having little to no direct ties to the original Teen Titans series or other DC Comics franchise content. Throughout the series, numerous DC characters made brief appearances and were certainly referenced in the background. The original main voice cast returned to reprise their respective roles. The show explored the Titans' antics during their downtime at their tower and incorporated clever jokes related to the entire DC library, many of which were quick and easily overlooked, along with plenty of self-referential humor. While Teen Titans Go! Has garnered mixed reviews from critics, it received the British Academy Children's Awards in 2019. Harley Quinn 2019 and ongoing. This adult animated series with a dark comedic tone premiered on November 29, 2019. It revolves around the adventures of Harley Quinn and her journey of self-discovery, which begins when she decides to break free from the Joker after realizing he never really truly loved her. Harley's goal is to carve out her own niche in Gotham City's criminal underworld, starting by assembling her own crew. While working to demonstrate her skills as a capable villain, Harley confronts her troubled past, gains self-confidence, finds an independent identity, and develops a new romantic relationship with Poison Ivy. The series received substantial critical acclaim, boasting an 89% approval rating for its first season, perfect 100% for the subsequent 2 seasons, and a 94% for the 4th season, as evident on Rotten Tomatoes. Additionally, it spawned several comic spin-offs and an animated series centered on Kite Man, currently in the development stage.
I look as ridiculous as that Joker van. Hiya, Bam! Ah! Sorry, I forgot.
Batwheels 2022 and ongoing. This animated series, created using computer-generated animation, had its initial release on September 17, 2022, exclusively on HBO Max. It later became available on traditional television on October 17, 2022, when it was featured as part of Cartoon Network's preschool programming block Cartoonito. In the storyline, the Bat computer animates the Bat family's vehicles, forming a team affectionately known as the Batwheels, led by the Batmobile, playfully referred to as BAM. Their primary mission is to combat crime within Gotham City. When the creators conceived the Batwheels characters, their goal was to ensure they were seen as endearing and entertaining figures for the audience, with the intention of broadening the show's appeal beyond just Batman enthusiasts. To achieve this, they conducted personality assessments for each character through a test group which responded positively to the character portrayals. This series has received generally favorable reviews, largely due to its ability to engage a wide range of age groups and maintain a well-balanced appeal. Thematic aspects of his origins. Lois Lane, with whom Clark shares a mutual affection, is on her way to becoming a renowned reporter. Alongside them is their close friend, photographer Jimmy Olsen, and together this trio uncovers significant stories and takes on various villains within the city of Metropolis, all while contending with the challenges posed by Task Force X. Notably, Jack Quaid, renowned for his role in The Boys, lent his voice to the titular character. The series was garnered acclaim from critics, achieving a perfect 100% rating on the review aggregator website Rotten Tomatoes, based on 16 reviews with an average score of 8.5 out of 10. According to critics,
Fly it, Gherkin. Fly this!
Lobo 2000. The 2000 Lobo animated series, part of the Lobo web series on the WB Network's website, was a brief but unforgettable portrayal of Lobo. Known for his intergalactic bounty hunting and love of chaos, Lobo was brought to life with dark humor and irreverence. This departure from typical superhero fare featured Lobo taking on bounties and clashing with DC Universe characters, often in comically violent ways. The series, with just 3 episodes of about 5 minutes each with animation done using Flash, fully embraced Lobo's anti-hero persona, making it a cult favorite. Gotham Girls 2000 to 2002. From 2000 to 2002, the series spotlighted Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy, Batgirl, Catwoman, Renee Montoya, and Zatanna in brief slice-of-life tales. Situated within the DC animated universe, it retained the original voice cast for character portrayals. Notably, Gotham Girls was a rarity as one of the new Flash animation series created by a prominent cartoon publisher, tailored for the intended viewing format. Each episode included a minigame or puzzle to captivate viewers during load times. Moreover, interactive elements allowed the audience to participate in shaping crucial decisions for the characters throughout the episodes. This unique approach offered a dynamic and engaging viewing experience. Zatanna, Trial of the Crystal Wand, 2003. This animated series aired in 2003, featuring Zatanna, Zatara. The series revolved around a teenage Zatanna's adventures as a skilled magician and her constant battle against dark forces using her magical abilities. This was aired in a segment of Cartoon Monsoon. The series followed her journey to recover the powerful Crystal Wand, which had fallen into the wrong hands, threatening the balance of the mystical world. Taking cues from figures such as Sabrina, the Teenage Witch, and Buffy Summers, it introduced an older brother named Damon and told tales of their adventures against a number of mystical adversaries. The Aquaman and Friends Action Hour, 2003. Airing on Cartoon Network Latin America in 2003, this 7-episode series was produced by Wild Hair Studios in Atlanta, GA. It humorously parodied Aquaman's Super Friends appearances as he assumed the role of a children's TV show host. Simultaneously, the financially strapped Legion of Doom rented sections of the Hall of Doom as apartments to generate income after their world-conquering attempts failed. Aquaman was chosen as the central character due to restrictions on using the full Super Friends cast due to the concurrent airing of Justice League in the US. Additionally, it's been available on Tooncast since 2008. DC Nation Shorts, 2011 to 2014. This series was broadcasted on Cartoon Network every Saturday at 10/9C and was created by Warner Brothers Animation. It consisted of a total of 162 episodes, categorized into 31 superheroes or team-ups. Notable shorts included Batman of Shanghai, Baby Superman, Doom Patrol, Super Pets, and Wonder Woman. Additionally, this series led to the creation of a 64-page monthly magazine known as DC Nation Super Spectacular. This magazine featured strips based on the Young Justice and Green Lantern, the animated series TV shows, along with extra content such as behind-the-scenes features. Batman Unlimited, 2015 to 2016. This was actually an action figure series produced by Mattel, with Batman as its central character. This toy line not only led to a series of animated movies and online shorts, but also made its debut in 2015. Furthermore, a web series was launched on DC Kids' YouTube channel on May 14, 2015, and is currently in broadcast on Kabillion. This series features Batman and his allies using high-tech costumes and gadgets to fight crime in Gotham City. This web series spans 2 seasons, encompassing a total of 33 episodes, and is readily available for viewing on Tubi.
That's right, Bats! The Joker's back!
The Jokers Playhouse, 2015. Jokers Playhouse is a standalone special short film produced as a component of the Imaginext product line by Fisher-Price. In this distinctive plot, the Joker seizes Batman, Superman, and the entire DC Super Friends squad, setting them against their greatest adversaries within their secret base, the Hall of Justice. The short was released for online viewing on the DC Kids YouTube channel in 2015. Justice League Gods and Monsters Chronicles, 2015. It premiered on June 8, 2015 on Machinima, a multi-channel network, and was a collaborative effort between DC Entertainment, Warner Bros. Animation, and Blue Ribbon Content. This series was designed to complement the animated film Justice League Gods and Monsters. The first season, comprising 3 episodes, wrapped up on June 12. The web series unfolded in the alternate reality featured in Justice League Gods and Monsters, dedicating each of its initial 3 episodes to one of the film's central characters, Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. Despite an initial renewal announcement by Machinima and Warner Bros., series creator Sam Liu later discovered that the project had been shelved. Vixen, 2015 to 2016. This animated web series, produced by Greg Berlanti, Mark Guggenheim, and Andrew Kreisberg, made its debut on August 25, 2015, exclusively on the CW's online streaming platform, CW Seed. It revolved around the character Marie McCabe, also known as Vixen, a superhero endowed with the extraordinary ability to replicate the powers of any animal that has ever existed on Earth. The series was situated within the Arrowverse, sharing the same fictional universe as Arrow, The Flash, Supergirl, and Legends of Tomorrow. Vixen received favorable reviews, commended as a valuable addition to the Arrowverse, and achieved a rating of 7.3 out of 10 from IGN. It was also nominated for the Golden Reel Award for Outstanding Achievement in Sound Editing for a webisode in 2017.
You got a double B? Nice cat.
DC Superhero Girls, 2015 to 2018. The web series and franchise were developed by Warner Bros. Animation exclusively for Cartoon Network. At Superhero High School, renowned DC heroes, both male and female, confront the trials of adolescence while juggling the intricacies of their exceptional superpowers. The franchise began its journey in 2015 with an initial animated web short on YouTube. As the year 2016 unfolded, it underwent significant expansion, incorporating graphic novels, additional animated and digital content, and a diverse range of toys and apparel. The franchise embarked on a fresh start with the launch of the TV series in 2019 and went on till 2020. Justice League Action Shorts, 2017. A condensed adaptation of the original web series made its debut on the DC Kids YouTube channel on June 29th, 2017. This abbreviated series comprised 22 short episodes showcasing both the primary and auxiliary Justice League heroes. The concluding episode became available on December 21st, 2017. Freedom Fighters The Ray, 2017 to 2018. This series made its debut on December 8, 2017, exclusively through the CW's online streaming platform, CW Seed. It primarily took place in the dystopian realm of Earth X, with occasional scenes set on Earth 1, a parallel universe shared with other Arrowverse shows. The storyline followed Raymond Ray Terrell, a housing rights advocate who had a fateful encounter with his doppelganger from another Earth. After the mysterious man vanished, Ray acquired light-based abilities and was enlisted into the ranks of the Freedom Fighters on Earth X, where he faced off against the new Rightsmen. The AV Club rated the series with a B, citing some reservations about the Ray's character development. In contrast, Forbes offered a positive assessment of the Blu-ray release, praising it as the most emotionally impactful of all DC animated movies.
Ammonium Ready!
Constantine, City of Demons, 2018 to 2019. This series is a loose adaptation of the graphic novel Hellblazer, All His Engines, by writer Mike Carey and artist Leonardo Manco. The titular character was voiced by Constantine series actor Matt Ryan and was positioned within the DC animated movie universe, establishing a link to the 2017 animated film Justice League Dark. The initial half of the series was released in 5 separate episodes on the CW Seed streaming platform on March 24, 2018, following its debut at WonderCon. IGN granted it an overall rating of 7.5 out of 10. It's got generally favorable reviews where its unique animation, exhilarating battles, and exceptional voice performances was praised. Deathstroke, Knights and Dragons, 2020. On January 6, 2020, the series premiered exclusively on CW Seed. Originally planned as a 12-part series, all the episodes were later combined and repackaged as a direct-to-video animated film. However, a separate standalone episode 2 was eventually released, distinct from the film's storyline.
Aquaman, and he just became king of Atlantis. Thank you.
Aquaman, King of Atlantis, 2021. This animated miniseries, consisting of 3 parts, was a creation of James Wan, exclusively for the HBO Max streaming platform. It represented a collaborative effort between DC Entertainment, Warner Brothers Animation, and Atomic Monster. The storyline unfolded in the aftermath of James Wan's 2018 DCEU film, Aquaman, but it operated independently from the DCEU continuity. In the company of his trusted allies, Mera and Vulko, King Aquaman confronted treacherous surface dwellers, ancient malevolent forces from beyond time, and the scheming plots of his half-brother to seize the throne. The miniseries premiered on October 14, 2021, with subsequent episodes released on a weekly basis. Batman, Mask of the Phantasm, 1993. This movie stood out as an enduring gem within the Batman franchise. Released in 1993, the animated film, directed by Eric Radomski and Bruce Timm, was initially intended for a direct-to-video release, but ultimately graced theaters due to its exceptional quality. The movie delved deeply into Batman's psyche, offering insights into his past and a complex romance with Andrea Beaumont, a figure from his early crime-fighting days. As the enigmatic Phantasm emerged to target Gotham's criminal underworld, Batman confronted a formidable adversary, blurring the boundaries between hero and vigilante. The film's dark and atmospheric animation style, reminiscent of film noir, flawlessly captured Gotham's gritty atmosphere. It wove a gripping narrative enriched with emotional complexity and character growth, providing a nuanced portrayal of the Dark Knight. The performances of Mark Hamill as the Joker and Kevin Conroy as Batman, already beloved from the animated series, shone brilliantly. It remains an enduring addition to Batman's cinematic legacy.
What? Wait! Look out!
Batman and Mr. Freeze, Sub-Zero, 1998. In 1998, this animated masterpiece emerged, set in the backdrop of Batman the Animated Series. Under the direction of Boyd Kirkland, the film delivered an enthralling narrative, rich in action, emotion, poignancy, and moral quandaries. The story unfolded as Mr. Freeze faced a dire crisis involving his cryogenically preserved wife, Nora. Driven by desperation, he embarked on a mission to rescue her, drawing Batman, Gotham's ever-vigilant protector, into his tragic ordeal. The film's brilliance shone through its exploration of the intricate dynamic between hero and villain, as Batman grappled with the delicate balance between duty and compassion for Freeze's plight. The animation maintained the iconic dark and atmospheric style of the series, further immersing viewers in the grim ambiance of Gotham City. Notably, the voice performances, led by Kevin Conroy as Batman and Michael Ansara as Mr. Freeze, masterfully conveyed the profound depth of these characters.
Hello, Gotham. Joker's back in town.
Batman Beyond, Return of the Joker, 2000. Released in 2000, this animated film left an indelible mark on the Batman, the Animated Series universe. Directed by Kurt Geiger and screenplay by Paul Dini, the film extended the narrative of Terry McGinnis as Batman and resurrected the iconic Joker, believed to be gone forever. The Joker's spine-chilling return and his confrontation with Terry added layers to the Batman mythology. Moreover, the return of Tim Drake worked like a charm with the fans. The movie's exploration of darker themes and intricate storytelling drew accolades from both fans and critics alike. While concerns about its intense content led to initial edits, the uncensored version later debuted, receiving even greater praise. Featuring outstanding voice performances, including Mark Hamill as the Joker and Will Friedle as Terry, this movie stands out in the Batman animated lexicon. Batman, Mystery of the Batwoman, 2003. In 2003, this movie introduced a captivating storyline within the Batman, the Animated Series universe. Helmed by director Kurt Geiger, the movie centered on an enigmatic newcomer in Gotham City known as Batwoman, who appeared to share Batman's mission. However, her unyielding methods cast doubt on her true identity and motivations. The film skillfully constructed a tapestry of mystery, balancing action sequences with character growth. It delved into the personal lives of Bruce Wayne, his romantic interests, and the enigmatic Batwoman. Batman's relentless pursuit of the truth, set against the backdrop of looming threats from the Penguin and Bane, added intricate layers to the plot. Highly regarded by critics, the film garnered acclaim for its engrossing storyline and multifaceted character dynamics and engaging background music. The Batman vs. Dracula, 2005. In 2005, an animated feature uniting two iconic characters, Batman and Dracula, in a unique crossover of action, horror, and mayhem was released. Directed by Michael Goguen, the film served as a direct spin-off from the 2004 series The Batman. It followed Batman's encounter with the legendary vampire Count Dracula, who arrived in Gotham City. As Dracula unleashed chaos, Batman must confront not only the supernatural threat, but also his own inner demons. The film's darker tone and exploration of Batman's vulnerability garnered praise. It provided a fresh take on the Caped Crusaders mythos, blending the superhero genre with classic horror elements. With a gripping storyline, solid voice acting, and atmospheric animation, it offered a compelling narrative. Critics generally welcomed the film for its ambitious crossover and thematic depth, adding a distinctive chapter to Batman's animated adaptations.
Who possesses it?
Superman Brainiac Attacks, 2006. In 2006, an animated film emerged, strategically tied to the release of Superman Returns. Under the direction of Kurt Gieder, the movie unfolded a narrative wherein Superman confronted his perennial adversary, Lex Luthor, who deployed the formidable android Brainiac to sow chaos in Metropolis. The film adeptly blended high-octane action sequences with character growth, spotlighting Superman's unwavering dedication to safeguarding his city and the formidable trials posed by both Luthor and Brainiac. While the movie maintained the classic animation style reminiscent of Superman the Animated Series, it introduced a distinct tonal shift. Opinions among critics and fans about this movie remained diverse. Some lauded its action sequences and character dynamics, while others felt it didn't quite reach the elevated standards established by the animated series. Nonetheless, the film stands as a noteworthy addition to the world of Superman's animated adaptations. Teen Titans Trouble in Tokyo, 2006. In 2006, this animated feature brought immense joy to fans of the much-adored original animated series. Directed by Michael Chang, the film served as the series' spectacular finale, following the escapades of the Teen Titans, Robin, Starfire, Beast Boy, Cyborg, and Raven, as they embarked on a much-needed vacation in Tokyo. However, their relaxation was abruptly interrupted when they crossed paths with a new adversary, the enigmatic Brashogun and his associates. The movie masterfully blended action, humor, and poignant moments, staying true to the essence of the beloved series. It delved deeper into the blossoming romance between Robin and Starfire, while intricately exploring the dynamics within the Titans team. It garnered praise from both fans and critics alike for its satisfying conclusion to the series, offering a fitting farewell to the long-followed character arcs from the original series. Superman Doomsday, 2007. In 2007, Superman Doomsday emerged as the inaugural animated feature in the DC universe. Under the direction of Bruce Timm, the movie skillfully adapted the iconic Death of Superman comic storyline, chronicling Superman's epic clash with the seemingly invincible foe, Doomsday, ultimately culminating in the tragic demise of the Man of Steel. The film presented a compelling narrative teeming with intense action sequences and profound emotional resonance. It delved into Superman's profound influence on Metropolis and the world, along with the subsequent emergence of imposters claiming to be the iconic hero. Notably, the film secured a PG-13 rating due to its use of profane language and depiction of violence. This movie received a predominantly positive reception, praised by fans for its faithful adaptation of the source material and its ability to convey emotional weight. While some critics observed that the condensed storyline left certain aspects underdeveloped, the film undeniably played a pivotal role in establishing the DC animated film canon. Justice League The New Frontier, 2008. Released in 2008 and guided by director Dave Bullock, this second film in the DC animated movie universe adeptly translated the acclaimed graphic novel by Darwin Cook. Placing the narrative against the backdrop of the Cold War era, it transported viewers to a time when superheroes confronted public scrutiny, political tensions, and the looming specter of a global menace personified by the formidable unknown entity known only as the Center. The film skillfully blended action sequences with character development, shining a spotlight on the formation of the Justice League. Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, The Flash, Green Lantern, and Martian Manhunter united to confront this cosmic threat, cementing their status as an iconic superhero team. This movie earned praise from critics and fans alike for its faithful adaptation of the source material, evocative animation, and intricate storytelling. The movie celebrated timeless themes of heroism and unity, securing its place as a cherished addition to the DC animated film collection. Batman Gotham Knight 2008. In 2008, this movie emerged as a seamless fusion of 6 interlinked short stories within the Dark Knight's universe. These animated narratives, guided by 6 accomplished directors, offered unique vantage points into Batman's exploits. Serving as a loose bridge between Christopher Nolan's Batman Begins and The Dark Knight, the anthology contributed to the Bat mythos, enriching the experience for enthusiasts. In Have I Got a Story for You?, teenagers shared their unique encounters with Batman, offering artistic interpretations of The Dark Knight. Crossfire explored the challenges faced by Gotham's police caught between Batman and mobsters. Field Test delved into Batman's use of experimental Wayne Tech bullet deflection technology. In Darkness Dwells, Batman confronted Scarecrow and Killer Croc in Gotham's sewers while battling inner demons. Working Through Pain delved into Batman's training and resilience against physical and emotional anguish. Lastly, Deadshot focused on Batman's pursuit of assassin Deadshot across Gotham's rooftops. Critics and fans lauded Gotham Knight for its imaginative storytelling and the diverse range of animation styles employed. While certain segments received more acclaim than others, the anthology format provided room for creative experimentation. Wonder Woman 2009. In 2009, the animated film Wonder Woman, directed by Lauren Montgomery, offered a fresh perspective on the iconic DC superheroine. The storyline was adapted from George Perez's Gods and Mortals arc. It delved into Wonder Woman's origins as Diana, Princess of the Amazons, chronicling her transformation into a formidable warrior. Her world expanded beyond Themyscira when American pilot Steve Trevor crashed on the island, leading Diana to join the battle against Ares, the god of war, whose threat of chaos loomed. It garnered critical acclaim for its faithful portrayal of the character, well-executed action sequences, and Kerry Russell's strong voice performance as Wonder Woman. It effectively captured the character's qualities of strength, compassion, and resilience. With its mature tone and character development, the film stood out, cementing its status as a noteworthy addition to the DC Universe animated original movies series. Green Lantern First Flight 2009. In 2009, Green Lantern took flight under the direction of Lauren Montgomery. This animated film delved into the origins of Hal Jordan's transformation into the Green Lantern, immersing viewers in the enigmatic realm of the Green Lantern Corps. When Hal was entrusted with a potent Green Lantern ring by a dying Corps member, Abin Sur, he rapidly adapted to his newfound responsibilities and enlisted in the ranks of the Intergalactic Police Force. The film received a positive reception, commended for its enthralling action sequences and well-rounded character development. Christopher Maloney's vocal performance as Hal Jordan garnered acclaim for its ability to effectively convey the character's evolution from a hesitant hero to a resolute Green Lantern. This movie enriched the Green Lantern mythos and established itself as a noteworthy addition as the 5th DC Universe animated original movie, catering to both dedicated fans and newcomers.
Grundy gonna feel a lot worse.
Superman, Batman, Public Enemies 2009. Directed by Sam Liu, this film marked the 6th installment in the DC Universe original animated movie series. Drawing inspiration from Jeff Loeb and Ed McGuinness's DC comic storyline, the movie followed a gripping narrative where Superman and Batman formed an alliance to confront Lex Luthor, who had risen to the presidency and falsely accused the heroes of crimes they hadn't committed. The film featured an ensemble cast of supporting heroes, including Captain Atom, Captain Marvel, Power Girl, Black Lightning, Starfire, and Hawkman. Audiences and critics alike warmly embraced the movie. It received praise for its faithful adaptation of the cherished comic arc, its breathtaking action sequences, and the outstanding voice acting performances of Kevin Conroy as Batman and Tim Daly as Superman, reprising their iconic roles. The film achieved an IGN rating of 8.0 and debuted at the impressive number 5 position on the DVD sales chart. Justice League Crisis on Two Earths 2010. This 7th installment in the DCU original animated movie series was expertly directed by Lauren Montgomery and Sam Liu. Produced by Warner Brothers Animation and DC Comics, the movie delivered an engaging plot where the Justice League confronted their malevolent counterparts from a parallel universe known as the Crime Syndicate, with Owlman as their formidable leader. The story drew inspiration from the 1964 Gardner Fox JLA issue number 29 to 30 storyline titled Crisis on Earth 3 and the 2000 Grant Morrison JLA Earth 2 storyline. As the two teams clashed, the destiny of both worlds teetered on the edge, leading to a gripping high-stakes showdown. The film garnered admiration from audiences and critics alike for its compelling narrative, meticulously choreographed action sequences, and standout voice acting, notably Mark Harmon as Superman and James Woods as Owlman. The movie received unanimous acclaim for its exploration of moral quandaries and the concept of parallel universes. Batman Under the Red Hood, 2010. This 8th entry in the DCU original animated film series saw director Brandon Vietti at the helm and was a collaborative production between Warner Bros. Animation and DC Comics. The movie drew its inspiration from the comic arc of the same name. 5 years after Jason was brutally killed by the Joker, he made a chilling return from the dead as the Red Hood. Embarking on a ruthless mission in Gotham City, he started eliminating gangsters and successfully coerced the remaining criminals into joining his sinister cause. This dangerous game culminated in a dramatic confrontation involving Red Hood, Batman, and the Joker, serving as a stark reminder of the repercussions of Batman sparing the Joker after he murdered Jason. The film thoughtfully explored themes of vengeance, morality, and the aftermath of one's choices of right and wrong. Audiences and critics alike commended the movie for its mature and thought-provoking narrative, intense action sequences, and exceptional voice acting, with John DiMaggio's portrayal of the Joker and Jensen Ackles' Red Hood being particularly notable. Superman Batman Apocalypse, 2010. This 9th installment in the DCU original animated movie series was skillfully directed by Lauren Montgomery and was produced by Warner Bros. Animation and DC Comics. The film delved into an enthralling storyline where Superman and Batman stumbled upon a crashed spacecraft containing Kara Zor-El, Superman's cousin, who would eventually adopt the mantle of Supergirl. While Superman extended a warm welcome, Batman harbored doubts about her. Wonder Woman offered to train Kara on Themyscira to help her hone her burgeoning powers. However, just as they were aiding Kara to acclimate to Earth, Darkseid launched an attack with sinister intentions to manipulate Kara's formidable abilities. The film masterfully adapted the Supergirl from Krypton comic storyline, delving into themes of family, identity, and the weight of power. Both audiences and critics lauded the movie for its captivating narrative, exhilarating action sequences, and exceptional voice acting, with Tim Daly reprising his role as the voice of Superman. It received 8 out of 19 from IGN. All-Star Superman, 2011. The 10th installment in the DCU original animated movie series drew its inspiration from the highly acclaimed comic book series crafted by Grant Morrison and Frank Quitely, under the direction of Sam Liu and produced by Warner Bros. Animation in collaboration with DC Comics. The storyline centered on Superman's exposure to an excessive amount of solar radiation, resulting in a tremendous increase in his powers, yet slowly killing him. With time running out, Superman embarked on a challenging quest to accomplish a dozen seemingly impossible tasks, aiming to inspire future generations known as the Superman Squad. These tasks included saving the first man voyage to the sun, concocting the super elixir, tackling the unanswerable question, subduing the Chronivore, rescuing Earth from Bizarro Home, venturing back from Underverse, creating life in Earth Q, liberating Kandor and curing cancer, bequeathing the formula to create Superman 2, defeating the formidable Solaris, conquering death itself, and constructing an artificial heart for the sun. It was widely lauded by both fans and critics for its deep exploration of the character and its emotional resonance. Green Lantern Emerald Knights, 2011. The next DCU original animated movie shed light on the rich lore of the Green Lantern Corps in an anthology of 6 tales. It was directed by Chris Barkley, Lauren Montgomery, and Jay Oliver. The segment Green Lantern explored the tale of the initial quartet of Green Lanterns, He, Goo, Washay, and Blue, and how they thwarted the Dominators. Lyra followed the resolute Green Lantern Lyra on her transformative journey, embracing her role as a Guardian. Kilowog portrayed Kilowog's rigorous training methods and his profound influence on fledgling recruits. Mogo Doesn't Socialize introduced the enigmatic living planet Mogo, and Bofunga, the Unrelenting. Abin Sur delved deeply into the heroic legacy of Abin Sur, revealing his selfless sacrifice that paved the way for Hal Jordan. Finally, Emerald Knights focused on the training of neophyte Green Lantern recruits on Oa, offering insights into their unique challenges and personal development. It garnered predominantly favorable reviews, praised for its faithful portrayal of the Green Lantern mythology, vibrant animation, and the compelling voice acting. Batman Year One, 2011. Released in 2011, this movie was directed by Sam Liu and Lauren Montgomery, produced through the collaboration of Warner Bros. Animation and DC Comics. The movie adeptly brought to life the renowned story penned by Frank Miller and illustrated by David Mazzucchelli. This cinematic work delved into the early years of Bruce Wayne's evolution into Batman and James Gordon's arrival in Gotham City as a police lieutenant, as they maneuvered through the city's corruption and rampant crime. They each paved their unique paths, one becoming Gotham's Dark Knight and the other its dedicated lawman. In the end, they became partners and friends, helping each other to erase crime from Gotham, one by the book, one outside the box. The movie earned widespread praise for its fidelity to the source material, its mature and gritty storytelling, and the impressive voice performances, including Benjamin McKenzie as Batman and Bryan Cranston as James Gordon.
I may have been lying. What?
Justice League Doom 2012. Directed by Lauren Montgomery and jointly produced by Warner Brothers Animation and DC Comics, this animated feature was adapted from the 2000s hit narrative JLA Tower of Babel, written by Mark Waid. In it, the Justice League confronted a grave threat masterminded by Vandal Savage, who exploited Batman's contingency plans to incapacitate each hero, setting the stage for an epic showdown. The film portrayed an intricate narrative that explored trust-related challenges and friendships within the League's members. The film left a lasting impression on both audiences and critics alike, owing to its captivating narrative, exhilarating action sequences, and the return of beloved voice actors such as Kevin Conroy in the role of Batman and Tim Daly as Superman. Their exceptional performances added depth to the characters, contributing to the movie's positive reception, earning it a commendable score of 7 from IGN. Superman vs. the Elite 2012. Directed by Michael Chang and jointly produced by Warner Brothers Animation and DC Comics, this animated feature embarked on a compelling narrative. In it, Superman grappled with a moral quandary when confronted by the Elite, a group of anti-heroes led by the British telepath and telekinetic Manchester Black. The Elite's unscrupulous methods for dealing with villains gained public approval, challenging Superman's unwavering dedication to justice. In a surprising turn, Superman resorted to their tactics to demonstrate the fallacy of the Elite's approach. The film drew its inspiration from the acclaimed comic book story What's So Funny About Truth, Justice and the American Way, penned by Joe Kelly. It earned acclaim for its thought-provoking exploration of heroism, ethics, and the repercussions of extreme measures. Notable voice performances included George Newbern as Superman and Robin Atkin Downes as Manchester Black. The movie achieved a commendable 80% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. The Dark Knight Returns, Part 1, 2012. This animated feature was directed by Jay Oliver and produced by Warner Brothers Animation and DC Comics, adeptly bringing to life an engrossing story adapted from Frank Miller and Klaus Janssen's celebrated graphic novel of the same name. Set in a not-so-distant dystopian future, it was the tale of an aged Bruce Wayne who emerged from retirement to once again assume the role of Batman. His return reignited his battle against crime in Gotham City, culminating in a tense confrontation with the recently surfaced Mutants gang. Moreover, his actions attracted the scrutiny of the government and the resurgence of the Joker. It garnered acclaim for its faithful rendition of the source material, its exploration of an older and battle-hardened Batman, and the distinctive voice acting prowess of Peter Weller in the role of Batman. It achieved 100% and a score of 7.9 at Rotten Tomatoes. The Dark Knight Returns, Part 2, 2013. The second part of the story was released in 2013 from the same creative talents and production houses. Advancing the narrative from Part 1 of the movie, this installment portrayed a monumental face-off between an aging yet determined Batman and his ultimate foe, the Joker. It presented the internal struggle he faced, torn between the choice of taking a life and continuing to uphold what is right or yielding to the authorities. Furthermore, Batman found himself in a confrontation with the formidable government-endorsed Superman, leading to a climactic battle that put their friendship to the ultimate test. This installment of the story also garnered positive reviews, like the predecessor, from fans and critics alike. Superman Unbound, 2013. Released in 2013, this animated feature drew its inspiration from Jeff Johns' Superman Brainiac comic series. It was directed by James Tucker and produced by Warner Brothers Animation. In the gripping storyline, Superman confronted the formidable adversary Brainiac, an extraterrestrial threat with intentions to annihilate Earth. United in their mission, Superman and Supergirl joined forces to thwart this intergalactic menace. The movie received acclaim from both critics and fans, with praise for its exhilarating action sequences, meticulous character development, and the compelling dynamic between Superman and Supergirl. The voice acting performances, featuring Matt Bomer as Superman and Stana Katic as Supergirl, further contributed to the film's positive reception. It got an RT rating of 7.4 and IGN rating of 6.5. Justice League, The Flashpoint Paradox, 2013. Directed by Jay Oliver and produced by James Tucker, this animated film took inspiration from Jeff Johns' popular comic storyline, Flashpoint. The narrative centered on Barry Allen, also known as the Flash, who found himself jolted into an alternate reality, teetering on the brink of chaos. In this bleak world, he came to the startling realization that he never assumed the role of the Flash, and his allies, the Justice League, had transformed into more ominous versions of themselves. To set things right, Barry must navigate this altered reality, reclaim his powers with the assistance of Thomas Wayne Batman, and rectify the timeline, all while combating the malevolent schemes of the Reverse Flash that threaten to obliterate everything. Loved by fans and critics alike, this movie was said to have surpassed the source narrative. It garnered a 7.6 RT rating and 8.5 IGN rating. JLA Adventures Trapped in Time, 2014. This animated movie was directed by Giancarlo Volpe, while James Tucker served as its producer, delivering an enthralling experience for ardent Justice League enthusiasts. The movie's core narrative revolved around the Legion of Doom's malevolent scheme to manipulate time and eliminate the Justice League from the annals of history. In a bid to thwart this sinister plan, young heroes Karate Kid and Dawnstar formed an alliance with the youthful renditions of Justice League members. Together, they embarked on an exhilarating time-traveling expedition aimed at safeguarding the integrity of the timeline and ensuring the security of the future. It received generally favorable reviews from both fans and critics, achieving an IGN rating of 8. Justice League War, 2014. Directed by Jay Oliver and produced by James Tucker, this animated film marked an exciting departure in the animated New 52 universe, following the reset of the DC universe by The Flash in the Flashpoint Paradox. The plot revolved around the menacing emergence of Darkseid, cosmic threat of unparalleled power. In response, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, The Flash, Green Lantern, Cyborg, and Shazam reluctantly united to confront this formidable adversary. These versions of the superheroes were notably younger, exhibiting a more brutal and impulsive nature that led to inner conflicts within the team. However, despite their differences, the heroes eventually overcame their disputes to defeat Darkseid and establish their league. The film received favorable reviews, achieving a 50% rating on Rotten Tomatoes and earning praise from IGN with a score of 8.8, along with a commendable 9.0 rating from Crave Online. Son of Batman, 2014. This animated movie emerged as a captivating addition to the DCU original animated movies catalogue, adapting Grant Morrison's Batman and Son storyline. Under the direction of Ethan Spalding and producer James Tucker, the film introduced Damian Wayne to the animated universe. The story focused on Batman's shocking revelation about his biological son, Damian, the offspring from his relationship with Talia al Ghul. Damian, molded by the League of Assassins, possessed extraordinary combat skills and a ruthless demeanor. Batman willingly assumed the role of guiding and mentoring his son, who harbored a fierce determination to seek vengeance against his grandfather, Ras. Together, they confronted the unrelenting threat posed by Deathstroke. The film received widespread acclaim, with particular praise for its action-packed sequences and the exploration of the intricate father-son dynamic shared between Batman and Damian. It got a 64% RT rating and a 7.5 IGN rating. Batman Assault on Arkham, 2014. Directed by Jay Oliver and Ethan Spalding, with James Tucker as the producer. The film was situated within the universe of the Batman Arkham video game franchise. It unfolded its narrative after the events of Arkham Origins and 2 years before Arkham Asylum. In the storyline, Batman found himself forming an uneasy alliance with a group of notorious Arkham Asylum villains, which included Harley Quinn, Deadshot, and the Joker. They were forced into collaboration to thwart a destructive scheme orchestrated by the Riddler and Amanda Waller's Suicide Squad. As chaos unfolded within the infamous Arkham Asylum, the lines between hero and villain became increasingly blurred. The film achieved an aggregated score of 75% on Rotten Tomatoes, receiving acclaim for its action, art style, humor, voice acting, and character portrayals. It was recognized as one of the standout entries in DC's direct-to-video lineup, focusing entirely on the rogues gallery of villains. Justice League Throne of Atlantis, 2015. Directed by Ethan Spalding and produced by James Tucker, this movie continued the storyline initiated by Justice League War and loosely drew inspiration from Throne of Atlantis storyline in the New 52 universe. The narrative primarily focused on Arthur Curry, also known as Aquaman, who grappled with the revelation of his Atlantean heritage and reluctantly assumed his role as Atlantis' ruler. Concurrently, a formidable threat surfaced from the ocean depths, compelling the Justice League to reassemble in order to prevent a devastating conflict between the surface world and Atlantis. The film garnered positive feedback for its thrilling action sequences, character development, and the in-depth exploration of Aquaman's origins. It achieved a 57% rating on Rotten Tomatoes and a 6.5 rating from IGN. Batman vs. Robin, 2015. Directed by Jay Oliva and produced by James Tucker, this film drew inspiration from various comic sources, including Snyder Capullo's Batman the Court of Owls saga, Tomasi Gleason's Batman and Robin, Born to Kill, and Tony Daniel's Detective Comics Faces of Death. It also served as a sequel to Son of Batman, released in 2014. The storyline delved deep into the strained relationship between Batman and his estranged son, Damian Wayne, who also bore the mantle of Robin. As they grappled with their differences, a malevolent secret society known as the Court of Owls emerged, posing a grave threat to Gotham City. This clash of ideologies and combat put father and son on opposing sides. The film garnered widespread acclaim, commended for its mature themes, seamless storytelling, and impressive 100% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, along with a 6.7 rating from IGN. Batman Unlimited, Animal Instincts, 2015. This movie, directed by Butch Lukic and produced by Warner Bros. Animation and DC Entertainment, marked the first cinematic tie-in with the Batman Unlimited toy line. The storyline revolved around Batman as he confronted a sinister scheme orchestrated by the Penguin, who had assembled a team of animal-themed villains, including Cheetah, Killer Croc, and Man-Bat. With the assistance of allies such as Green Arrow, The Flash, and Nightwing, Batman embarked on a mission to thwart this criminal alliance and safeguard Gotham City. Receiving a generally positive reception, the film was commended for its action-packed sequences and for introducing a more light-hearted and child-friendly portrayal of Batman, catering to younger audiences. Justice League, Gods and Monsters, 2015. Under the direction of Sam Liu and produced by Bruce Timm and Sam Register, the movie presented an alternate perspective on the iconic Justice League. The storyline delved into a parallel universe where Superman went by the name Hernan Guerra and was the son of General Zod. Batman took on the role of a vampiric figure named Kirk Langstorm, and Wonder Woman assumed the identity of Becca, hailing from the New Gods, daughter of Himon and wife to Orion. In this darker realm, they formed an unconventional Justice League. As they probed a series of mysterious murders, they unveiled a conspiracy that posed a threat not just to their own world, but to the entire multiverse. The film garnered acclaim for its mature themes, intricate character development, and daring departure from traditional portrayals. With a perfect 5 out of 5 rating from Screen Rant and an impressive 8.9 from IGN, it earned recognition for its innovative storytelling and fresh interpretation of beloved characters. Batman Unlimited, Monster Mayhem, 2015. Under the direction of Butch Lukic, the movie served as a sequel to Batman Unlimited, Animal Instincts. The storyline revolved around Batman confronting a menacing alliance of supervillains, led by none other than the Joker himself. This time, the villains harnessed a technological device to morph Gotham City into a nightmarish labyrinth, unleashing havoc and disorder. Batman enlisted the aid of his fellow heroes, including Green Arrow, Nightwing, and The Flash, in their collective efforts to combat the villains and restore harmony to the city. The film garnered a generally favorable reception, earning praise for its entertaining action sequences, a family-friendly plot, and the strong camaraderie among the heroes. Batman, Bad Blood, 2016. Under the direction of Jay Oliva and produced by James Tucker, the movie drew loose inspiration from Grant Morrison's Leviathan story arc. The storyline commenced with the mysterious disappearance of Batman, leaving Nightwing and Robin to shoulder the responsibility in his absence. Their efforts to maintain order faced a new challenge as Batwoman, a deadly vigilante, emerged on the scene. Alongside Batwoman and Batwing, the heroes confronted the enigmatic villain known as Heretic, who harbored sinister plans to disrupt Gotham. The film garnered acclaim for its action-packed sequences, character development, and exploration of the intricate Bat family dynamic. It achieved a coveted 100% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Batman, The Killing Joke, 2016. Under the direction of Sam Liu and with Bruce Timm and Sam Register as producers, the movie brought to life the iconic storyline penned by Alan Moore and illustrated by Brian Bolland. The narrative delved into the origins of the Joker, showcasing his brutal assault on Barbara Gordon, also known as Batgirl, which left her permanently paralyzed. Batman found himself in a complex, dark, and emotionally charged confrontation with the Joker as he endeavored to halt the madman's reign of terror. Reactions to the film were mixed. It garnered praise for its fidelity to the source material and the exceptional voice acting, notably Conroy's Batman and Hamill's portrayal of the Joker. Nevertheless, it also faced criticism for its handling of Barbara Gordon's character and the controversial intimate scenes with Batman. Batman: Return of the Caped Crusaders, 2016. The movie, directed by Rick Morales and produced by Warner Brothers Animation, paid homage to the iconic portrayals of Adam West and Burt Ward, including them lending their voices as Batman and Robin. The storyline skillfully transported viewers back to the whimsical and vibrant world of the 1960s Batman and Robin. Here, they engaged in epic battles against their infamous rogues gallery, which included the Joker, Penguin, Riddler, and Catwoman. However, a surprising twist occurred when Batman and Robin were exposed to a device that transformed them into villains. This predicament set the stage for a mission to reverse the process and save Gotham City. The film received widespread acclaim, commended for its nostalgic charm, humor, and faithful recreation of the beloved TV series. It celebrated the enduring legacy of the classic Batman and his loyal companion Robin, delivering joy to both longtime enthusiasts and a new generation of Batman fans. DC Superhero Girls, Superhero High, 2016. Directed by Jennifer Coyle and produced by Jennifer Coyle, Paul Hafley, and Sam Register, the movie was tailored for a younger audience and expanded upon the origins of Supergirl and Batgirl, picking up after the events of the first season. The storyline followed the exciting adventures of iconic DC superheroines such as Wonder Woman, Supergirl, Batgirl, and Harley Quinn, as they attended Superhero High, an institution for budding heroes. Together, they honed their unique abilities and confronted a range of challenges, including the villainous Lena Luthor. The film garnered positive acclaim for its uplifting messages and its strong emphasis on friendship and teamwork. It served as an empowering source of inspiration for young viewers, particularly girls, by spotlighting a diverse array of formidable female superheroes. Justice League vs. Teen Titans, 2016. Under the direction of Sam Liu and produced by James Tucker, it marked the first ever animated movie bringing together two iconic superhero teams, showing an epic clash of generations. The storyline centered on the emergence of Trigon, a malevolent demonic entity with plans to conquer the world through his daughter, Raven. Initially, the Justice League and the Teen Titans found themselves in conflict, but later united to thwart Trigon's sinister agenda. The movie delved into the dynamics between the seasoned Justice League members and the youthful Teen Titans. Reception for the film leaned generally positive, with accolades for its thrilling action sequences, character development, and the intriguing interactions between the two superhero teams. It highlighted the growth of the Teen Titans, showcasing their ability to stand alongside the established Justice League, and achieved an 80% rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
I'll take her from here.
DC Superhero Girls, Hero of the Year, 2016. Under the direction of Cecilia Aranovich, and with production by Jennifer Coyle and Paula Hafley, the movie presented another thrilling escapade for the beloved DC heroines. The storyline revolved around Wonder Woman, Supergirl, Batgirl, and their companions as they vied for the esteemed title of Hero of the Year. However, their friendly competition took an unexpected turn when Dark Opal and Eclipso hatched a plot to steal the precious amethyst, with intentions of seizing control over the universe. In the face of this cosmic threat, the DC superhero girls set aside their rivalries and came together to thwart the impending disaster. The film earned acclaim for its uplifting messages, character development, and its strong emphasis on girl power themes. It continued to empower its young audience by portraying resilient and diverse female superheroes collaborating to overcome adversity.
Your mech has it back. I bet I can break it.
Batman Unlimited, Mechs vs. Mutants, 2016. Under the guidance of director Kurt Geiger and with production overseen by Michael Uslan, the third and concluding installment in the Batman Unlimited series presented an intriguing clash between technology and mutation. The storyline unfolded with the sinister scientist Dr. Langstrom conducting an experiment aimed at transforming ordinary humans into colossal mutant creatures. This dire situation compelled Batman and his comrades, which included Green Arrow, Nightwing, and Robin, to adapt by donning powerful mech suits, confronting the mutant menace head-on. As the battle between mechanized suits and mutants intensified, the fate of Gotham City hung in the balance. The film garnered generally positive feedback, commended for its adrenaline-pumping action sequences and the inventive reinterpretation of the classic Batman narrative for all ages. Justice League Dark, 2017. This animated movie took a more ominous and mystical turn within the DC universe. Under the direction of Jay Oliva and with production oversight from James Tucker, it provided viewers with a murkier perspective on the Justice League. The storyline delved deep into the realm of mystical and supernatural perils faced by the world. When a series of supernatural occurrences began unfolding, Batman sought the aid of experts in the occult and supernatural, culminating in the formation of the Justice League Dark, spearheaded by John Constantine. This team included members like Zatanna, Deadman, Etrigan the Demon, and Swamp Thing. Together, they confronted a malevolent supernatural entity that threatened to cast the world into darkness. Critically acclaimed for its mature themes, intricate character development, development and incorporation of supernatural elements, the film targeted a more mature audience and earned a commendable 78% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Teen Titans: The Judas Contract, 2017. Directed by Sam Liu and produced by James Tucker, the animated film was based on the classic DC comic storyline of the same name by Marv Wolfman and George Perez. The team roster consisted of Nightwing, Starfire, Beast Boy, Raven, and Blue Beetle. Their peaceful existence was disrupted when Terra, a mysterious new member, joined their ranks. However, Terra concealed a troubling secret, casting doubt on her true intentions. The narrative explored profound themes of trust, betrayal, and the far-reaching repercussions of choices as the Titans confronted the malevolent Brother Blood and his sinister plot. The film remained faithful to its source material, impressing fans with its character development and thrilling action sequences. It secured an 83% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes and a 6.2 rating from IGN, solidifying its status as a hit among both fans and critics.
Protocol. Crush human.
DC Superhero Girls Intergalactic Games, 2017. Cecilia Aranovich Hamilton assumed the director's role for this cinematic endeavor. In the story, Supergirl, Bumblebee, and Batgirl readied themselves for the Intergalactic Games, ultimately securing the championship for Superhero High. However, their elation was suddenly disrupted when a distress call reverberated across the city. Venturing to the scene, the trio encountered humans besieged by a trio of robots, 2 male and 1 female, the latter named Platinum. The timely arrival of Starfire prompted Batgirl to formulate a plan to magnetize the robotic assailants. Subsequently, it was unveiled at Superhero High School that Platinum and her companions had served as subjects in an experiment aimed at infusing machines with human emotions and free will, all in pursuit of transforming them into superheroes. The film received a warm reception, commended for its positive messages and the presence of strong female role models. Batman and Harley Quinn, 2017. Directed by Sam Liu and produced by Warner Bros. Animation, this film embraced a classic style reminiscent of the new Batman adventures and retained most of the same voice cast. The film's narrative took a unique path as Batman and Nightwing found themselves reluctantly collaborating with Harley Quinn, formerly a loyal henchwoman of the Joker. Their mission entailed thwarting the sinister plot of Poison Ivy and the Floronic Man, a scheme that posed a grave threat to humanity. This storyline skillfully blended action and humor while delving into the intricacies of Harley Quinn's character, portraying her transformation from a villain into an improbable hero. Reception for the film was mixed, with some viewers appreciating its humorous tone and character development. However, others found the comedic elements to be polarizing and noted certain sexual undertones within the movie. Batman vs. Two-Face, 2017. Rick Morales directed this film, with production handled by Warner Bros. Animation. The movie's core narrative revolved around Batman, brought to life by the iconic Adam West and his trusted partner Robin. Together, they confronted the formidable villain Two-Face, masterfully portrayed by another legend, William Shatner. Two-Face, originally the district attorney Harvey Dent, unwittingly transformed into a supervillain due to a failed experiment. This compelled the dynamic duo to halt Two-Face's criminal endeavors and embark on a quest for a remedy to his split personality. Batman vs. Two-Face served as a delightful, nostalgic treat for enthusiasts, paying homage to the beloved 1960s Batman TV series. The film garnered acclaim for its clever humor, campy style, and the outstanding performances of West and Shatner, ultimately obtaining an impressive 100% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Scooby-Doo and Batman, The Brave and the Bold, 2018. Jake Castorena directed this movie with Michael Jelenic serving as a producer. The storyline brought together the familiar faces of the Mystery Inc. gang, comprising Scooby-Doo, Shaggy, Fred, Daphne and Velma, who joined forces with Batman from the Batman the Brave and the Bold series. Their collaborative journey unfolded as they embarked on an exhilarating adventure aimed at unraveling a mystery entwined with some of Gotham City's most infamous villains, including the Joker, Penguin, and Riddler. This narrative seamlessly blended Scooby-Doo's signature humor with the action-packed universe of Batman, crafting a captivating and enjoyable plot. The film garnered a warm reception, celebrated for its adept fusion of these two iconic franchises. It provided a delightful and nostalgic experience that paid homage to the rich histories of both Scooby-Doo and Batman, pleasing fans of both animated classics. Teen Titans Go to the movies, 2018. In this animated feature, the Teen Titans transition from their television adventures to the grandeur of the silver screen, embarking on a comical and self-referential escapade, directed by Peter Ryder Mikhail and Aaron Horvath. The storyline revolved around the Titans' aspirations for a Hollywood blockbuster. However, their pursuit of fame took an unexpected turn when the supervillain Slade threatened global dominion. The film masterfully blended elements of slapstick humor, clever satire, and pop culture references, catering to both young audiences and adults with a penchant for nostalgia. It offered a tongue-in-cheek examination of superhero movie conventions while paying tribute to the genre. The voice cast, led by the original series actors, delivered stellar performances, and the infectious musical numbers enhanced the overall entertainment value. Batman: Gotham by Gaslight, 2018. This film loosely adapted the inaugural Batman Elseworlds story of the same name, written by Brian Augustyn and illustrated by Mike Mignola. It was directed by Sam Liu and produced by Warner Bros. Animation. The storyline transported Batman into an alternate Victorian-era Gotham City, where he confronted the infamous serial killer Jack the Ripper. Batman was compelled to utilize his detective prowess to unveil the identity of the ruthless murderer haunting the city's cobblestone streets. This narrative unveiled a darker and more intense facet of Batman, navigating through a suspense-laden and atmospheric tale. Helmed as one of the finest original animated movies, it was celebrated for its mature tone, the exploration of Batman's detective skills, and the infusion of horror and slasher whodunit elements with an intriguing twist. It garnered a commendable 75% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes and a 6.5 rating from IGN. Suicide Squad: Hell to Pay, 2018. Directed by Sam Liu and produced by DC Entertainment and Warner Bros. Animation, this film delved into the darker aspects of the DC universe. In the past, Amanda Waller deployed Task Force X to recover sensitive intelligence but encountered betrayal from Vertigo and Julie. Now, Waller, grappling with a terminal illness, discovered the powerful Get Out of Hell Free card. She assembled a team, including Deadshot and Harley Quinn, to secure it, leading to confrontations with rival villains. The squad eventually located the card but lost it to other adversaries. Professor Zoom, with his powers dwindling from the lethal bullet wound in Flashpoint Paradox, was revealed as the mastermind in the end. The film received generally positive feedback, with an 88% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes. It earned acclaim for its mature themes, gritty storytelling, and character development, offering a darker and more mature perspective on the DC universe. Additionally, the film was nominated for the Golden Reel Award for Outstanding Achievement in multiple fields. Batman Ninja, 2018. Directed by Junpei Mizuzaki and brought to life by animator Kamikaze Doga, the film was a daring take on the Batman mythos. The storyline unfurled as Batman, accompanied by both allies and a rogues gallery of villains, inadvertently found themselves ensnared within Grodd's Quake Engine time displacement machine. This unexpected turn transported them to medieval Japan. Batman, now assuming the role of a ninja, faced the daunting task of thwarting the schemes of his arch-nemesis, the Joker, who had ascended to the position of a warlord ruling over the fragmented land. The narrative seamlessly blended traditional Japanese aesthetics with the iconic Batman mythos, delivering a captivating fusion of epic battles and cultural motifs. It garnered a mixed but generally favorable reception. While some celebrated its inventive approach and breathtaking animation, others perceived its storyline as convoluted. The film attained an 82% RT approval rating and 9.7 from IGN. The Death of Superman, 2018. Under the direction of Sam Liu and with production overseen by Sam Register and James Tucker, this film took inspiration from the Death of Superman storyline, situating it within the New 52 universe of the DC animated movie series. The movie vividly portrayed the epic clash between Superman and the formidable monstrosity Doomsday. As Doomsday wreaked havoc throughout Metropolis, the Justice League grappled to subdue the relentless threat. Superman confronted his most daunting adversary, culminating in a climactic battle that ultimately led to his self-sacrifice and apparent demise. The film received a warm reception, earning praise for its faithful adaptation of the renowned comic arc. Viewers were moved by the emotional depth of the narrative and the portrayal of Superman's sacrifice. With a commendable 82% approval rating on RT, it was hailed as one of DC's finest animated films in the past 5 years. DC Superhero Girls: Legends of Atlantis, 2018. Helmed by Cecilia Aranovich-Hamilton and produced by Jennifer Coyle and Sam Register, this film extended the adventures of DC's young female superheroes. The storyline followed the adventures of Supergirl, Wonder Woman, Batgirl, Bumblebee, and their fellow DC superhero girls as they stumbled upon the existence of Atlantis and its potent ancient relics. Empowered with newfound underwater abilities, they embarked on a mission to safeguard these artifacts from falling into the wrong hands, including the underwater thieves, Mera and Siren. Their journey was fraught with challenges, enigmas, and unexpected friendships forged in the depths of the underwater kingdom. It enjoyed a generally positive reception, particularly resonating with its intended audience of young viewers. Reign of the Supermen, 2019. Under the direction of Sam Liu and with James Tucker as the producer, the film served as a sequel to the Death of Superman animated movie, drawing inspiration from the eponymous comic book story arc. The narrative delved into the aftermath of Superman's apparent demise, introducing 4 new heroes to fill the void: Superboy, Steel, Cyborg Superman, and the Eradicator. Each lay claim to being the true rebirth of Superman, weaving an intricate tapestry of intrigue and doubt. As Metropolis grappled with this altered reality, Lois Lane and the Justice League embarked on a quest to unveil the genuine fate of Superman. This movie garnered acclaim for its faithful adaptation of the comic storyline and its exploration of themes such as heroism, identity, and legacy. Justice League vs. The Fatal Five, 2019. Directed by Sam Liu and produced by Warner Bros. Animation and DC Entertainment, the film depicted the clash between the iconic Justice League and the formidable Fatal Five. The storyline introduced the Justice League to a novel threat when the time-traveling supervillains comprising Tharok, Emerald Empress, Validus, Mano, and Persuader materialized in the present day. Amidst these formidable adversaries, Jessica Cruz, a Green Lantern with a traumatic past, found herself embroiled in the conflict. As the Justice League endeavored to thwart the destructive schemes of the Fatal Five, they encountered the enigmatic future hero, Starboy, who held the key to averting the impending catastrophe. It garnered a generally positive reception, celebrated for its action-packed sequences, character development, and the revival of the beloved Bruce Timm animation style. Fans embraced the film's fusion of classic and contemporary DC elements, resulting in a remarkable 100% approval rating on RT. Batman vs. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, 2019. Under the direction of Jake Castorena and production by Ben Jones and written by Marley Halpin Gracer, the film offered a unique fusion of the Dark Knight and the heroes in a half-shell. It drew inspiration from the comic book miniseries Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, penned by James Tynion IV and illustrated by Freddie Williams II. The narrative commenced as the Turtles and their mentor, Splinter, ventured into Gotham City, where they encountered Batman and his allies, including Batgirl and Robin. Together, they confronted a formidable alliance composed of Batman's rogues gallery and the TMNT's arch-nemesis, the Shredder, who joined forces with Ra's al Ghul. Despite their differences, these unlikely heroes collaborated to thwart a nefarious scheme that posed catastrophic consequences for both their universes. The movie received acclaim for its action-packed sequences and faithful adaptation of both franchises. Fans and critics alike appreciated the film's humor, character dynamics, and seamless integration of the two worlds, making it achieve a 100% approval rating on RT. Batman Hush, 2019. Under the direction of Justin Copeland and with production by Amy McKenna, the film drew inspiration from the cherished Batman Hush comic storyline. The narrative revolved around Batman's encounters with a mysterious and astute new adversary named Hush, who possessed intimate knowledge of Batman's secrets. As this enigmatic foe masterminded a series of attacks against Batman's allies and manipulated other iconic villains, Batman embarked on an unwavering mission to unveil Hush's true identity. Along this intricate journey, he found both support from allies like Catwoman and unexpected alliances with adversaries like the Riddler, creating a complex web of trust and betrayal. Batman Hush received acclaim for its exploration of Batman's personal and emotional turmoil, as well as its engaging mystery elements. Nevertheless, some devoted fans were dissatisfied with the deviation from the original storyline in the film's conclusion. It garnered an 88% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Teen Titans Go vs. Teen Titans, 2019. Directed and produced by Jeff Mednikov, the film served as a delightful convergence of the two incarnations of Teen Titans. The storyline revolved around the Teen Titans hailing from the humorous Teen Titans Go series, who found themselves facing their alternate universe counterparts, the original Teen Titans. Together, they teamed up to confront an enigmatic villain named Hexagon, intent on orchestrating a clash between the two teams in a bid for multiverse domination. The movie garnered a positive reception for its humor, character dynamics, and the nostalgic reunion of the two teams. Fans applauded the film's ability to pay homage to both series while delivering an engaging and light-hearted narrative. It achieved a remarkable 100% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes and an IGN rating of 8.
Proven hospitality is not her priority.
Wonder Woman Bloodlines, 2019. Directed by Sam Liu and Justin Copeland, production by Sam Liu and Amy McKenna, this animated film delved into the world of Wonder Woman. The storyline focused on Wonder Woman's origins and her clash with a new adversary, Dr. Veronica Cale, who coveted Diana's powers for nefarious purposes. As Diana faced the challenges presented by Cale and her devoted soldiers, she also crossed paths with familiar faces and foes, including Silver Swan and Giganta. The movie provided a comprehensive exploration of Wonder Woman's character, delving into her origins on Themyscira and her unwavering dedication to justice. It garnered a generally positive reception, commended for its portrayal of Wonder Woman and its thrilling action sequences. It achieved an 88% approval rating on RT and received a 6.5 rating from IGN. Superman Red Sun, 2020. Under the direction of Sam Liu and production by Sam Liu and Amy McKenna, this film breathed life into the iconic Elseworlds tale of the Man of Steel. Written by Mark Miller, the storyline envisioned an alternate world where Superman's spacecraft touched down in the Soviet Union instead of the traditional Smallville, Kansas. Consequently, Superman adopted the persona of Red Sun and became a staunch advocate for communism. The narrative delved deep into the ideological struggle between Superman and his American counterpart, Lex Luthor, who led the charge against him. The film delved into intricate themes such as power dynamics, politics, and the ramifications of unchecked authority. It garnered a positive reception, celebrated for its thought-provoking narrative and its unique portrayal of the beloved character. Fans applauded the film's examination of Superman's moral compass within this altered setting. It secured an 88% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
Thank you for responding so
Justice League Dark, Apocalypse War, 2020. Directed by Matt Peters and Christina Sota and produced by James Tucker, the film united an ensemble of formidable characters to confront a powerful threat. In the story, the Justice League's mission to infiltrate Apocalypse resulted in their defeat and imprisonment by Darkseid and his formidable Paradooms. Jumping ahead 2 years, a depowered Superman is determined to free Batman from Darkseid's clutches. He forms an alliance with Raven, John Constantine, and Damian Wayne, assembling a formidable team. They ultimately succeed in defeating Darkseid with assistance from Trigon, albeit at the cost of the Earth's compromised rotation. The story's climax shows the Flash running and creating a new Flashpoint, ushering in a fresh reality known as the Tomorrowverse. The film garnered praise for its mature and gritty storytelling, delving into the consequences of war and showcasing the enduring spirit of its heroes.
Are you alright, Miss Lane?
Superman, Man of Tomorrow, 2022. Directed by Chris Palmer and produced by Jim Krieg and Kimberly S. Moreau, this movie offered a fresh perspective on Superman's origin within the new animated Tomorrowverse. The storyline revolved around a young Clark Kent who had yet to fully embrace his destiny as Superman. While navigating his early days in Metropolis, he crossed paths with the relentless bounty hunter Lobo and the enigmatic Martian Manhunter. Additionally, he confronted the formidable threat of Parasite, whose actions endangered not only Metropolis, but the entire world. The film delved into Clark's transformative journey as he evolved into the symbol of hope and justice. It received praise for its modern take on Superman's origin, character development, and action sequences. The movie achieved a remarkable 93% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes, resonating with both fans and critics alike. It also topped positions in Blu-ray and home media rankings. Batman, Soul of the Dragon, 2021. Directed by Sam Liu and produced by Sam Liu, Kimberly S. Moreau, and Jim Krieg, this film presented an original standalone story dedicated to the memory of comic book writer Dennis O'Neil, who passed away on June 11, 2020. The movie transported viewers to a unique Batman narrative unfolding in the 1970s. In this tale, Bruce Wayne, alongside martial arts experts Richard Dragon, Shiva, and Bronze Tiger, confronted the formidable threat of Jeffrey Burr and his cult. Together, this diverse assembly of heroes embarked on a mission to thwart Burr's sinister plot to summon an ancient and deadly serpent deity. Reception for the film was generally favorable, with acclaim for its distinctive retro setting, martial arts sequences, and compelling character interactions. It achieved a 93% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes, resonating with both fans and critics alike. Justice Society World War II, 2021. Directed by Jeff Wamster and produced by Jim Krieg and Kimberly S. Moreau, this movie marked the second installment of the Tomorrowverse. The narrative followed the Flash, who unintentionally found himself thrust into the midst of a World War II battle. In this unfamiliar era, he forged an alliance with the Justice Society of America, a superhero team consisting of iconic members like Wonder Woman, Hourman, Black Canary, and Hawkman. Together, they confronted Nazi forces and a formidable adversary, the immortal sorceress Clarion the Witch Boy. The film garnered acclaim for its dynamic action sequences. Audiences, along with critics, lauded its nostalgic homage to the golden age of comics. It achieved a commendable 96% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
I need a break from all this intense sports action. You ain't kidding, Mama. All this is
Teen Titans Go! See Space Jam 2021. This movie served as a meta-promotional campaign for Space Jam: A New Legacy. It cleverly blended the zany worlds of the Teen Titans and the Looney Tunes in a comedic crossover. In the storyline, the Teen Titans embarked on a mission to catch the highly anticipated Space Jam sequel. However, things took an unexpected turn as they found themselves trapped within the Warner Brothers serververse. To break free, they had to confront an evil AI and various Warner Brothers characters in a series of challenges, using their unique skills and comedic flair. Reception for the film was diverse, with some viewers enjoying its humor and nostalgic references, while others found it a bit overwhelming. Nonetheless, it effectively served its purpose as a promotional tie-in to the Space Jam franchise. Batman: The Long Halloween, Part 1, 2021. Helmed by director Chris Palmer and produced by Jim Krieg and Kimberly S. Moreau, this movie brought to life the iconic comic book narrative crafted by Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale. The movie delved deep into the dark underbelly of Gotham City, where Batman forged an alliance with District Attorney Harvey Dent and Lieutenant James Gordon to dismantle the city's notorious crime syndicates, primarily the Falcones and the Maronis. Amidst this gritty backdrop, the storyline intricately explored a web of crime, corruption, and the emergence of adversaries such as the Joker, the Riddler, and Catwoman. Adding to the intrigue, a mysterious killer known as Holiday embarked on a gruesome spree, targeting members of both crime families. Events of Part 1 spanned from Halloween to New Year's Eve. The film received resounding acclaim, with both audiences and critics commending the faithful adaptation, mature narrative, and character development. It masterfully captured the noir ambience of the source material. Batman: The Long Halloween, Part 2, 2021. Part 2 took over the story from Valentine's Day. As the wave of holiday killings escalated, Gotham City's criminal underworld plunged further into chaos, compelling Batman to confront a rogues gallery of foes, which included the Scarecrow and the Mad Hatter. Simultaneously, Harvey Dent, now bearing the disfigured persona of Two-Face, relentlessly pursued the elusive holiday killer. Furthermore, the narrative delved into the intricate power struggles among Gotham's crime families, culminating in a climactic showdown between Batman and the enigmatic holiday killer. This confrontation unveiled the shocking truth behind the series of murders that had plagued the city. Both parts of the movie received a 100% RT rating. Injustice, 2021. This movie was directed by Matt Peters and produced by Jim Krieg and Rick Morales. It brought the beloved video game and comic book series of the same name to life. The storyline centered on a world where Superman's faith in humanity waned after the Joker manipulated him into unwittingly causing Lois Lane's death. Consumed by grief and anger, Superman established an authoritarian regime, met with resistance led by Batman. The narrative delved into themes of power, morality, and the consequences of unchecked authority, as iconic characters made fateful choices in this epic conflict. Reception was pretty average for the movie. Even if it was lauded for its mature storytelling and ethical quandaries, existing fans didn't take well to the half-hearted storyline. The film secured a 50% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes. DC League of Super Pets, 2022. This movie was directed by Jared Stern and produced by Jared Stern, Dwayne Johnson, Danny Garcia, Hiram Garcia, and Paddy Hicks. After acquiring a fragment of orange kryptonite, Lulu, a guinea pig from Luthor's lab, gained remarkable powers like flight and telekinesis. Her infatuation with Luthor's world domination ambitions led her to attempt his rescue from Stryker's Island. Lulu assembled a team of guinea pigs and successfully captured the Justice League. In response, Krypto the Super Dog formed his own group, including the indestructible Ace, size-changing pig, PB, superfast turtle, Merton, and electrokinetic squirrel, Chip. These animals, all once residents of the same animal shelter as Lulu, also obtained powers from the orange kryptonite. Together, these super pets embarked on a mission to free the League and thwart Luthor's plans for global dominance. The film received a predominantly positive response, lauded for its humor and family-friendly narrative. It appealed to a wide range of audiences and earned a commendable 72% rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
We here.
Catwoman: Hunted, 2022. Directed by Shinsuke Terasawa and produced by Ethan Spaulding and Colin A.B.V. Lewis, this film focused on DC's feline femme fatale, Catwoman. In the storyline, Catwoman became the target of the international crime cartel known as Leviathan. leading to a perilous journey through a world filled with assassins and mercenaries. Along the way, she forged unlikely alliances with Batwoman and Batgirl, uniting to uncover Leviathan's sinister agenda. The movie garnered a generally positive reception, earning acclaim for its thrilling action sequences, intricate character relationships, and the captivating portrayal of Catwoman. It secured a 78% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes and an IGN rating of 9. Teen Titans Go! And DC Superhero Girls Mayhem in the Multiverse 2022. The crossover animated film was directed by Matt Peters and produced by Jeff Curtis and James Ritchie. In the movie's plot, Lex Luthor successfully ensnared all of Earth's superheroes in the Fantam Zone. It fell upon teen heroes Wonder Woman, Supergirl, Batgirl, Bumblebee, Green Lantern, and Zatanna to embark on a mission to rescue them. In their interdimensional journey, they took an unintended detour, landing in the Teen Titans Tower, where they might not have found the assistance they sought, but sure discovered the help they truly needed. Reception for the film proved generally positive. Audiences lauded its humor, action sequences, and the dynamic interactions between the two superhero teams. Fans embraced the crossover's whimsical and light-hearted approach, deeming it a delightful addition to both franchises. While it didn't garner widespread critical acclaim, it strongly resonated with its intended audience. Green Lantern, Beware My Power 2022. This movie was directed by Jeff Wamster and produced by Sam Register and Jim Krieg, and drew inspiration from Emerald Twilight, 0 Hour, Crisis in Time, and Rann-Thanagar War storylines. The Thanagarian-Rannian War escalated due to a Zeta beam experiment gone wrong, with Jordan presumed dead. John Stewart, a former Marine, inherited Hal Jordan's power ring following Gantlet's spaceship crash. Alongside Green Arrow, Martian Manhunter, and Vixen, they embarked on an investigation into the Green Lantern-caused downfall on Oa. Tracking this interference led them to an asteroid base, where they confronted Yellow Lanterns and Sinestro. Stewart, with reluctance, ultimately killed Sinestro. Jordan, infected by Parallax, plotted to obliterate Rann and Thanagar, resulting in a climactic battle. This movie received an average rating of 56% on RT. Even IGN gave it a 4. Fans and critics were not happy that John Stewart was not given a proper backstory. Batman and Superman, Battle of the Super Sons 2022. Directed by Matt Peters and produced by Rick Morales and Jim Krieg, this movie brought together the offspring of iconic DC heroes for an exhilarating adventure. The story centered on Batman's son, Damian Wayne, aka Robin, and Superman's son, Jonathan Kent, aka Superboy. Reluctantly, they joined forces to thwart an alien invader named Starro, who had infiltrated Earth, mind-controlling both heroes and villains. Despite their father's historic partnership, the young heroes initially clashed due to their differing personalities, which they had to set aside in order to confront the imminent threat and save the world. The film garnered positive reviews for its thrilling action sequences, character development, and the compelling dynamic between the Super Sons. Fans appreciated the exploration of the next generation of heroes, deepening their characters and earning the movie a remarkable 100% rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
Not now!
Legion of Superheroes 2023. Jeff Wamster directed this film, with Butch Lukic serving as the producer. In the story, Kara, aka Supergirl, managed to escape Krypton's destruction but reached Earth later than her cousin, Superman. Adapting to her new home was a challenge, and she found herself in encounters with masked individuals, ultimately being rescued by Superman and Batman. Following their advice, she decided to enroll in the Legion Academy in the 31st century. In this future, the Dark Circle, an organization, sought to acquire the reality-altering Miracle Machine. Mon-El, who had pretended to be an ally, betrayed them, revealing his affiliation with the Dark Circle. Brainiac, the group's leader, aimed to harness the machine for his resurrection. However, Kara and her allies set forward to thwart their schemes. Despite its compelling storyline, the movie received mixed reviews, earning a modest 60% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Batman: The Doom That Came to Gotham 2023. Directed by Christopher Barkley and Sam Liu and produced by Warner Brothers Animation, the film immersed audiences in a thrilling and eerie version of Gotham City. The storyline delved into an alternate Gotham, fusing Lovecraftian horror with the Batman universe. Bruce Wayne, aided by allies such as Selina Kyle and Edward Nygma, confronted eldritch horrors and a twisted cult that threatened to unleash unimaginable evil upon the city. As the Caped Crusader grappled with ancient cosmic forces, he summoned his ingenuity and courage like never before. Reception for the movie proved largely favorable, with both viewers and critics commending its distinctive amalgamation of Batman and Lovecraftian horror tropes. It earned an impressive 82% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes, signifying its success in blending these unique elements into a captivating narrative. Justice League X RWBY, Superheroes and Huntsmen, Part 1, 2023. The movie was directed by Kerry Shawcross and co-produced by Rooster Teeth, DC Entertainment, and Warner Brothers Animation. Clark Kent woke up in a place called Remnant, where he discovered his powers were weaker than usual. He encountered Ruby and Yang battling strange, grim creatures and decided to assist them. Later on, he joined other Justice League members, who had also been transformed into teenagers with reduced abilities. In the meantime, teams RWBY and JNPR began to suspect that this version of Remnant was not the one they knew. As they delved deeper, they uncovered that they were trapped in a simulation created by Kilgare and a collaborator from Remnant. The teams joined forces together to defeat the adversaries and break out of the simulation. Critics generally praised the film for its ensemble cast, pacing, and well-executed action sequences. Justice League Warworld 2023. Directed by Jeff Wamster and produced by DC Entertainment and Warner Brothers Animation, this film marked the 7th installment in the Tomorrowverse. In the story, Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman found themselves trapped within simulations from alternate timeline and eras, a creation of the imprisoned Martian Manhunter. Upon their escape and the Martians' liberation, they learned of Warworld, a massive planet-like weapon on a collision course with Earth. As the League grappled with this dire threat, they crossed paths with the cunning Mongol, who held control over Warworld and aimed to unleash its catastrophic power on Earth. The movie received mixed reviews, primarily due to its slow-paced and disjointed narrative, which attempted to connect with Crisis on Infinite Earths without a clear motivation.
See?
Marvelous verdict. That concludes our multiverse-spanning compilation of DC's animated movies, series, and shows. It's certain that this list will continue to expand as DC creators unveil new animations in the future. Rest assured, dear animation aficionados, our channel will be here to cover them too. If you enjoyed the video, please share your feedback in the comments section. Keep showing your support by liking, sharing, and subscribing. Stay connected with us as we bring you more from the source of animation excellence.